Let's go.
And welcome everybody to Sunday night's main event. Oh wait, we're supposed to do this. We promised.
Oh yeah,
Do the how we do? Yeah, let's go.
Wait, you gotta add one more effect, bro.
What's that? Okay, she might take offense at how rabak that was, huh?
No lah, it's all good, bro. First of all, right,
Yes.
I gotta say right off the bat, I am not in the Geylang fish tank. Just to be clear. Okay. Whatever you see behind is legitimately my own setup. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, in case people suddenly say like, is Farhan in Geylang? Why so purple and so much neon?
Bro, I think nobody thought that, but now that you put it in their heads, they're thinking, okay, it's a kind of colorful, and then I don't know if those are towels at the back there or clothes. Look, as long as there's no hand lotion, I will never be satisfied. The fans will never be satisfied until we see a return of the hand lotion, bro. You need to bring back the hand lotion for the Royal Rumble.
The hand lotion is not in my room anymore. I have gone raw. Hey, I mean, what? What?
You watch Raw? This is what you said?
Yes, I was watching Raw. Wait. First of all, can we just acknowledge one thing though?
What's that? Acknowledge. Oh!
Liverpool. Okay.
You'll never... Okay, that's the correct song, right?
Yeah, I think that's
I don't want to offend all the football fans. I haven't watched football in many, many years. As you know, I used to be a Chelsea fan during Didier Drogba and Frank Lampard days. So this is my frame of reference. Tell me,
bro.
How did Chelsea do this year?
Honestly, they did okay at the start of the year.
Okay.
And then they fell off. So I think they are fighting for top 4 until the last week of the season, which is this weekend, actually the last week of the season.
So, okay, still not bad lah. They're not like mid-table or anything like that. What about Manchester United? I know Manchester United always in there for a shout, right?
I mean, you said not bad lah. I will agree. Chelsea not as bad as Manchester because
glory. Okay, come tell me, where are they on the table?
Clearly, you have not been following football because Manchester this season is 16th, bro.
What? Wait,
16, bro. 16.
Wait, how many teams are there? Are they going to get relegated? What's going on?
Bro, there are 20 teams. So the bottom 3 got relegated, so they just about survive, bro.
No, hey, I thought Man U is supposed to be like the biggest club in the world. What happened?
You can ask the people in the chat lah. People, any Man U fans can attest what the hell happened to the season.
They are not glory. Glory is gory Man United. Bloods everywhere. What's going on, man? Is it they need to bring back Sir Alex Ferguson? That's the only fella I know.
I think so, bro. Wait, Homelander just said background looking like Club Unicorn.
Let's say hello to everybody in chat. Yeah, LK, good to see you. Sarah, I hope you caught our tribute to Ships Ahoy just now. Irvin's good to see you as well. Div, always great to see you.
Yeah, man, guys, I'm so happy for you guys joining us on a very, very interesting timing, Sunday night, 8 p.m. live stream.
Yes.
And I appreciate you guys hanging out. I think there are a couple of reasons, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, first of all, we haven't done a live stream in a while. In fact, we were away for so long because of my vacation stuff and all that. I was like, you know what? Let's talk to the people. Let's get in touch. We are men of the people. Well, you more so like I'm more like chill, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, as quoted by LK, Mr. Young is a rare Pokemon.
I am a rare Pokemon, yes. But we were, of course, both of us down at the latest GrappleMAX event, Fight Club 5, and that is what we'll be reviewing. You know what was crazy, right? Last night, Four and I were talking about it. Okay, tomorrow we just review Fight Club. We review Saturday night's main event for WWE. That's it, right?
Yep.
I had completely forgotten that AEW still existed. I mean, that there was a pay-per-view coming up for AEW.
Yeah, I mean, Double or Nothing. Not only the biggest pay-per-view of the year, bro. Yeah, you forgot.
No lah. All In is their big one, right? Double or Nothing was their launching first pay-per-view, correct?
Honestly, I have lost track. What is the for a time I thought it was All Out. For a time I thought it was All In, and then now it's Double or Nothing, Revolution. Which one, bro? Tell me.
Don't know lah. But whatever it is, okay. We'll very quickly later go through that card. #OhNo. I mean, I don't want to be the guy that shits on the product I don't watch anymore. So we'll just see if any of the matches intrigue me. That's about it, okay? Then SPW also having an event next Friday lah.
Bro, sold out event. Congrats to them. I believe they have quite a catch. They have Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, that is some main headliner shit. Okay, we'll talk about that and preview that in just a little while as well. But before we start anything, bro, there's another bro that we have to mention, bro. How many times have I said bro?
It's full of bros, bro.
Yo, Hasif the bro. The man with the plan. The bro with the whole. I mean, the bro with the. What rhymes with bro? Hey, you are a rapper. Help me, bro.
The bro with the hose? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. He's a good guy. He's a cool guy. He's a finance guy, a fitness bro. He's a F&B guy as well. I mean, you want to chat with him about anything under the sun, you can. Just have tea with Hasif.
Bro, I feel like LK will love this, bro. The guys can bro over bro stuff. One thing we want to give, respects and pay tribute to our dear friend Hasif is because he loved what we do. He loved the community that we are trying to support. And for him, he's a big believer in uplifting community. So that's one of the reasons why he is our sponsor. And what he asked in return is just for you guys to follow him, to get to know what he's all about, and support his stuff on social media. So why not? It's a win-win, bro. Let's go.
Alfred, let me shout you out. The bro with the goals. Hey, Alfred can be rapper now. Let's go.
Bro.
Okay, we need to stop saying bro.
Yeah, we gotta move on from that, bro. Yeah.
Full on, bro. Once again, it's Hasif_captures on Instagram. Yes, drop him a follow. And if you like his content, you want to have a chat with him, maybe talk about your financial goals, that kind of stuff. He's the guy to do it. All right. Yeah, sorry, you were saying.
If you guys are on the chat and haven't followed him, what are you doing, bro? So follow him right now. All 20 of you on the chat. Appreciate it, you guys being live. And do we have Universal Studios or Universal Pictures in the chat right now?
I don't know what Universal it is, but hello, Universal. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you, brother. Thank you.
Because we Universal, we global, baby.
Yeah, Maku Prata says, yo, am I late? No.
We just started. Don't worry, the first 10 minutes we were talking rubbish. We were talking EPL, something I haven't watched in forever.
Yeah, the reason why I'm wearing a Liverpool shirt, I am a Liverpool fan, notoriously. Remember last year we did a live stream direct from Liverpool, remember that?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, bro, you were there, I was here. I feel like I need to go and wear my Chelsea jersey.
Okay, you go where?
You hold down the phone, I go and see if I can find it.
Let me talk to the people now, because guys, sorry.
Talk to the people.
You all entered a football podcast, though. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much. Can I just say shout out to Lysander, Maku Prata, Alfred, Irvin, Najwan, Crypto Bro, LK is there, Homelander, Remus, Div. Oh, it's a full house. Seriously, Sarah, Homelander. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys are ready to have a chill podcast. And we are going to try to end this before the football game starts. So you guys have some chance to
Okay, come. Hey, so
what's that? Wait,
I
what's
never
the
bluff
name?
one. I never bluff her. I customize her, bro.
Bro, you are that guy.
I'm that guy, bro. I put my own name, bro.
Wait. Let me also say something. Oh, bro, let me say something.
Hey!
We are both that guys.
We are both that guy. And this one is I think this is the championship jersey that year they won.
Oh, nice. Wait, Irvin says we are the kick to the gut universal champions.
Let's
because
go.
Got blue and red, right?
This one. We got both, yeah.
Okay, are you gonna wear that or what? What the fuck is going on?
Well, I'm not gonna take off my shirt on camera.
Woo! So, OnlyFans behind paywall. Paywall.
Okay, wait.
Okay. We should also address one other thing. The reason why we are going live on a Sunday night is because it's a Sunday night main event here in Singapore, but over in WWE, it was a Saturday night main event which happened earlier this morning, right?
Yes.
So we would be remiss to not talk about that as well. For all of you guys who follow WWE, this is technically a wrestling podcast, even though, yes, we are wearing football jerseys and talking about wrestling. I know it's a weird world.
It's for the vibe.
Everything is connected, right? So, where do you want to start? Do you want to get the local stuff out of the way, or let's get the WWE stuff out of the way, guys?
Homelander, hold on, says, why am I saying I'm dressed like my secondary school PE teacher? Hey! This is a very common outfit for most Singaporean men, football jersey. Hey, I used to be that guy, bro.
Div asked actually quite a relevant question. I never thought about it. Is that the reason why you name your doggo that?
No, my doggo is my wife's doggo. And here's the thing, she named the doggo Chelsea. This is the exact same question I asked her because her dad is a huge fan of Chelsea.
Bro, it's fated. Bro.
But it's not. She chose the name, independent of the fact that her dad is a fan of Chelsea.
What an interesting word. It's like 6 degrees of separation in a way.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. Let's move the football stuff out of the way. Let's talk wrestling. So Saturday night's main event happened this morning. Was it just a glorified WWE Raw episode, essentially?
You know what? I felt like it was an In Your House. Does that make sense? I wouldn't call it a Raw because there were more things that happened on it that happened on the usual Raw. I know a lot of people online were complaining about too many ads.
Yes. Some of you guys were watching it live this morning, and since it was on YouTube, so every time they, back in the States, they cut to a commercial, it's just on our end, it's just a live stream.
I didn't wake up early enough to watch it because, long nights, doing work, stuff like that. I only watched it like post. I watched an edited down version. It felt very easy to watch. Not gonna lie, it felt like an hour and a half. Oh, that's it, done. Huh.
Yeah, because you miss all the wasted
Ads.
time watching all the ads. Yeah,
Thank
that's
God.
why.
Thank God.
Yeah, yeah, I only kind of woke up halfway through. And I believe they already started off the match the event quite hot. They had the 6 man,
Tag team.
the tag team match, right? Okay, one thing, just wanted to clarify, is Jesse Ventura going forward for every single SNME, he's just gonna be there?
I think so. He's on a Legends deal, if I'm not mistaken. It's
Mm.
for the whole retro vibe, right? It's like, okay, I don't know if we are on the same track here, but I feel like sometimes he can be a bit of that boomer in the room with the stuff he says. Do you
yeah,
get
yeah.
that same feeling?
I guess he was trying to kind of play his own shtick, right? Like
Yeah.
Jesse is well known for being a heel commentator. He was the OG heel
Yeah.
commentator, right?
And also a bit of a conspiracy theorist. Like he had a show about conspiracy theories.
Yes, correct. So I do enjoy his nostalgia. He brings the nostalgia and the gravitas to the event, but
Yes.
that's the
I
appeal.
agree with that, but also sometimes when he goes in too hard on all the referees counting at the same rate, and then he doesn't just leave it. He goes on, and you can tell that Pat and Michael Cole are like, okay, I'll just let the boomer talk. Like, do you get that vibe?
Yeah. You just defer to him like old guy talking, like he give him chance, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of
look-
like it. I like it that he's being a boomer.
Okay, well, let me give you an example. When Damian Priest won, right? I feel like he made Damian Priest look bad because Damian Priest, if you remember how he won, he walked out.
Yes, he was complaining about the walking out.
Yes, and that's your baby face, you know, you want him to have that shine and everything, and then he just went on about how, oh, you know, why don't you just have I thought it was a funny line, but I feel like it made Priest look bad. Like, yeah, he quite loser, why didn't he climb the cage?
Yeah, it's basically the best example of like a legend who doesn't really follow the product, and I think he's just commenting what he really sees in front of him, right?
True,
In the
true.
context of the show itself.
Yeah.
But do you like him on this semi-regular basis appearing at SNMEs throughout the year?
Yes, I think it's fine. I think it's better than having Hulk Hogan.
Of course.
Anything is better than having Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan. And then, you know, they always cut to the shots of the veterans and the legends, right? Like we had we had Bushwhacker, we had Jimmy Hart. They learned their lessons. Don't bring Hulk Hogan. He'll get booms.
Yes, I agree. And I think I just like the nostalgia, right? I mean, you gotta have themed shows. I remember that they always had an old school Raw like a decade ago. So like, you know, once in a while I think it's fine. And you're right, like if this is their house show per se, because they don't do a lot of house shows these days, right? It's okay, and I'm fine with the number of matches in the card as well.
Yeah. Once again, to me, it was an easy watch because I didn't have to deal with commercials. I imagine that if you had to deal with commercials, it would be damn annoying.
Yeah,
okay,
damn
let's,
annoying. Yeah.
Let's talk about the card proper. We kick off with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, CM Punk, Sami Zayn. I mean, what a way to kick off, lah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, technically, the fact that not half of them are not a proper tag team, they're just teaming up for the sake of the show. I do appreciate both of them color coordinating their gears. That's one of the first thing I recognize.
Talking about us, SmackDown versus Raw. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
In a way. And I do wish, can you like Seth Rollins, can you guys come up with a like faction name already? Because like I do not want to call you Seth and Braun. But yeah, they clearly 3 veterans and 1 rising star. I think I love the mix, right?
Well, and of course the big reveal. I mean, okay, there's not much to talk about the match itself. The match was fine for what it was, right? It was a setup for the reveal of Tsunami.
Damn. We have not seen Bronson Reed since he basically shattered his ankles from like November, right? Survivor Series. Great to see him back. Very, very interesting that Seth Rollins essentially recruited the guy who squashed him and Tsunami him 6-7 times.
Yes.
Right?
So, okay, they better have a very good explanation, and I'm sure they will. Like, you know, they'll be like, I need this sort of viciousness in my group, blah, 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 that kind of thing, right? But yeah, it was a bit weird at first. Even the commentators acknowledged it, so that's fine.
Remus says the Seth Riders.
Walani. The Death Riders and the Seth Riders. Oh, God, because they're riding Seth's dick.
Oh no. Okay. So I do like the tease that Bronson and Braun was like, oh, who are you guys? You know, like, and then they kind of like, you know, are on the same page, aligned. Do you think this is the completion of the group? Is that all?
I would like to see a lady. I would like to see Becky Lynch.
We talked about this a few episodes ago as well, right?
A
Yeah.
new dangerous alliance, dangerous conglomeration. I don't know. Come up with a name, but you're right. I would like them to have a name other than just Paul Heyman's guys.
Yeah, they need to, and I do appreciate. Have you seen Braun is getting better? Like not
Oh
just
yeah.
okay, we know he can wrestle, right? That's been established, but I feel like he has elevated his heel game,
Yes.
his facials, his expressions, how
Yeah.
he am the ring general in a sense.
So working with Seth will only do good things for him because he already has the physical prowess, right? He has the explosivity. Everything he does is like you can't help but watch. You know what I mean? He has it,
Yes.
right? He has
Yes,
all the
agreed.
tools. Now he's picking up the nuances of the selling, of the reactions, the facials. Bro, in about a year's time,
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised. World heavyweight champion contender at least.
Yeah, he's there, bro. He's there. He is basically he's such a natural, right?
Yeah.
That you feel that he is almost they need to hotshot him because they're like wasting time with him. Like, we know he can
Yeah.
perform at this level. He needs to start getting all those main event shots,
Yeah.
opportunities.
Well, maybe Seth is the way there, you know, and maybe we'll have an evolution moment, thumbs up, thumbs down moment, where that's how he gets over finally, like he gets betrayed, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I do hope. I do not know how they're gonna make it happen, but they need Austin Theory there, bro. I just feel Austin. Okay, okay. This is a deep cut. Probably some of you guys who don't watch WWE during the pandemic forgot. But remember, Seth had his own faction consisting of him, Buddy Matthews. You remember this? Buddy Murphy is actually
Buddy
him,
Murphy, yeah,
and then AOP. Remember this?
yeah.
And for a time, they had Austin Theory as well. Because
Mm.
Austin Theory was part of the wave in NXT with Gargano, but then
Yes.
they hot shot him for like a 2-3 month run aligned with Seth Rollins. So there is some sort of history there.
Bro, nobody remembers. Like
I
the pandemic
know.
era, unfortunately, was so forgettable, right? But
But I think they can kind of like what's the word? Like retcon it somehow.
retcon. Okay, they don't have a tag team per se. I don't know if Braun and Braun and Bronson. Oh my God, Braun and Braun. Oh, Johnson and Johnson, Bronson and Bronson. I don't.
BNB security, bro.
Wow, cannot lah, bro. J and J become BNB. Airbnb.
Oh no. No, okay.
I really don't. I don't want to see them as a tag team. You know what I mean? Like they could form a dominant faction, then go after tag team titles, the mid card title. Yeah, and while Seth is obviously clearly the main event guy lah. So do they need a tag team? Is my question.
They don't. But if they were to team up together, they clearly clear all the tag teams currently on Raw, right? Like, I mean, can Viking Raiders fight them? No, right?
Actually, those would make for very good horse fights if you think about it.
It would, but I think essentially they are just fodder. They are fodder for them.
Yeah.
Okay, what I would say is the Raw side of WWE is getting super stacked.
Yes.
Like the main event scene is stacked. I mean, and the crazy thing is Jey Uso is the top guy or like the main guy, but like literally every contender clears him in a way. You know what I mean?
It's again, he's still that underdog guy, right?
Yeah,
Irvin says,
yeah.
bring Braun Strowman back. So you got Braun, and Bronson. Oh my God.
Sounds like a legal law firm, bro.
Braun, and Braun, the triple Bs. Oh yes, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, feel free to come out and brainstorm some names for the faction. But on our side, how do you feel about CM Punk, Seth Rollins? No, not CM Punk. I mean, CM Punk and Seth Rollins kind of like revisiting their rivalry on and off, but like having more people involved. Do you like them kind of continue their rivalry past WrestleMania in a way?
Yeah, sure. I mean, in a lot of ways, this is the gateway to having CM Punk put over Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed, you know? CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus that group. And then they'll probably be joined by Jey Uso at some point. So you have like, you know, side quests for them to go off. And ultimately, CM Punk's run now is for him to make younger stars, right?
Yes.
And you know, that's also what he wants to do anyway. And
That's what he loves to
better,
do.
Yeah. And who better than Braun freaking Breaker and Bronson Reed?
Yeah, and also I feel like this is what CM Punk wanted to do in Collision, right? When he was with AEW, he wanted to elevate essentially everyone around him that he believed in. And you see the people that he's working with now, people like Sami Zayn, right?
Yep.
People like Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins. Those are essentially his guys because people forget Seth Rollins was a disciple of CM Punk.
Yes.
Right?
This whole thing where he was upset, I mean, it's all a work, lah. You know, at the end of the day.
Yeah, so I love it. I love Raw. Even more than SmackDown, bro. And I think a lot of people might agree that Raw in terms of the storylines is where it's at.
to be fair, SmackDown also has some stuff going for it. So I think it's a good balance. You know, you can't always have like both shows super hot at all times. So it is what it is.
Agreed.
Talking about not hot.
Okay.
Okay, hot as in when I look at her, I'm like, ooh, hot. But whenever she comes out, like they are trying so hard. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Zelina Vega.
They are trying so hard to get her over. She's the US champ. She's doing all sorts of stuff. But every time she walks out, the crowd goes mild.
I think this was the chance that she could have had to really win the crowd over, and bro, that botch. I'm so sorry, that botch killed her vibe, her aura, man. And
She,
I was rooting for Chelsea to win the title, but to be honest.
No, and then Chelsea had that thing where she got bloodied, right?
Yes, she did. I couldn't tell when it happened in the match. But again, like Chelsea is carrying a lot. Like a lot of the reason why people are watching this match is really for Chelsea, not really for Zelina. There's something about her that's
Chelsea?
yes, the Chelsea. Oh, bro, Chelsea's perfect, bro. She should be a Chelsea ambassador just by the name, right?
Yes, you're right. No,
Right.
she's one of those classic examples of someone making a gimmick work, even though it's such a stupid gimmick if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, even like the references to like all the political stuff, which is actually it kind of fits, right? Like a second championship run is her second term. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, it makes perfect sense.
And of course, the big irony is that she's Canadian, lah.
Yes, of course. So the thing is like Zelina needs to kind of match up to her, even in terms of like the match and the work rate and the skill set on the ring is one thing, but at least her character needs to be interesting enough to be able to match against or oppose Chelsea, right?
Is it a hot take to say that Zelina Vega doesn't have very good promos? Like
No, it's
her
not a hot take.
promos are not bad, but they are not good. They're just there. She's telling people, you know, when she talked about her upbringing and her parents and stuff like that, right? There are a lot of emotional beats there. I don't know why none of that ever hit. And then now, what is she? Oh, Rey Mysterio is her mentor. And this has to do with her booking as well. To be honest, I think they don't know how to present her also. She's just the cosplayer. She has fancy looks, fancy outfits. That's all I think about when I think about Zelina Vega. Also, you know what else I thought? Just watching the match, I'm like, hey, this one, Timu Sasha Banks.
Oh dear. You know, that's the thing, right? She hasn't found her voice. That's the issue.
Yeah.
She, as much as, you know, her appearance, her outfits and all that, that's what she's trying to kind of showcase. But her voice, like, why should we connect with her, right?
Wait, bro. Is she essentially the new Sasha Banks?
Ooh. I mean, she did kind of pull off on the Sasha Banks look quite well as well. She is Sasha Banks, in a way.
Because, okay, to be honest, I never really enjoyed Sasha Banks promos as well. Like we talk about, Mercedes Moné is basically just all the image.
Yeah.
That's it.
I would argue if they wanted to put a mid-card women's title match, I would rather see a rematch between Lyra and Becky.
So even Alfred said it, right? Like, Lyra has been elevated better than Zelina. And I agree with that 100%. If you take my Lyra bias aside, obviously you guys know I have a thing for the bird. That sounds weird. She's my favorite. She's my favorite female superstar right now. Let's just leave it at that.
All right, Mr. Young. Okay. okay.
But,
let's move on. Bro. Let's move on, bro.
I agree. It
I can't help you out on this.
Yeah. Should have been her in that spot. Did you see that episode of, you know, Sheamus has a YouTube show where he does like very crazy exercises? What is it? Celtic Warrior exercises?
Celtic Warrior workout. The one with Lyra, is it?
Yeah. And then Lyra was doing some, I think it was leg raises or something on the bars. And then Sheamus couldn't even do it.
Bro, her CrossFit game, she's legitimately an athlete, right? Like she's great. Like clearly you can tell she's that workout is like really, really hard, and she clears it like nothing. And she somebody said on the YouTube comment about Sheamus, which I love my ass off. Sheamus is the most fit person ever.
Young kind of fits.
Right, you see how much he struggles in all the other people's workout, and then he's like this, but he clearly can do. He's a strong guy, right? But it's so cool that he challenges himself there, lah.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Lavin? How are you? Lavin says wearing blue and having thing for birds. You get that, right?
Lanchiao lah.
There you go, bro. Very good stuff. Very good stuff.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk. Let's get to some of the meaty stuff.
This is the match that everybody wanted to see. To me, this was the main event. No disrespect to Jay, but this was the match I wanted to see.
Are you happy with the outcome of the match or how it went down?
Yes, I think it went down exactly how it should have. I wish that John Cena decimated R-Truth a little bit more. But okay lah, fine. Maybe, NBC, they can't go too over the top lah. So he did all his heelish stuff. Like, when R-Truth came out to John Cena's music and that crowd just popped. I actually popped. I was like, oh shit, that's freaking hilarious. R-Truth has reached that status of we love him, even if he's never going to be a champion. We know he's never going to be a world heavyweight champion, right? But we respect him. He's not he's good in the ring, but he's not the best. He's not like, we just love him because he's funny and he makes us laugh. And at the end of the day, we watch entertainment to be entertained, and he entertains.
Yeah, and I think this rivalry, or maybe this one-off match, I'm not sure how long it's going to last, reveal or brought out a bit of more depth in his character. So it's almost as if like you can laugh and be entertained by him, but you can also kind of like feel connected and want to root for him.
You know that promo that he did on SmackDown? Like, there is this air of, okay, is he going to make a joke here? But then like, he pulled it off, I thought, because he was very, quote unquote, more serious side of R-Truth, right?
He knows how to toe the line.
Yeah, but because his character has been so goofy for so long, there was a point where I was like, there's a disconnect. I'm like, I'm just waiting for him to crack a stupid joke.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Kudos to that writing.
Yeah. I know this is like almost a John Cena, like, home run tour or like farewell tour. So you got to hit all the hits, right? I mean, revisiting this, it's almost like an Easter egg thing. That's why this whole rivalry is, right?
No, and here's the thing, right? It's a good side quest for Saturday night's main event. And it sets up, as we'll see later, the next match that they will have. An easier, quote unquote, easier match for John Cena, right? But also, it's like I said last week, it's the emotional depth we need for John Cena to beat down somebody that is beloved.
And if you kind of followed the match and a bit of the ending, right? I felt a flicker of R-Truth trying to bring out the good in John Cena again. I think I love that trap because you can always revisit it towards the end of his run in this year, right? They are like, okay, this is what brought him back, or give him a bit of his humanity back through R-Truth.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what he needed. I stand by that. And moving on, of course, we'll get to that later lah. Okay, anything else you want to add before we jump to the next match?
No, I loved it. I think it was what it was. It did what it needed to do, and I can't wait to see how John Cena moves on from here. I mean, we know what he's going to do next, but I think whatever that happened in this match will be revisited down the road when we're trying to turn John Cena back as a babyface.
That's right. Let's talk about Damian Priest. Where's Div?
Oh, Div? Yeah.
Versus Drew McIntyre steel cage match. Okay. Wait, did they bring Jesse back for this match? Jesse wasn't around during the Cena R-Truth match, right?
I believe, yeah. So I think Jesse came back right for, I don't know, like toilet break, intermission break for him.
No lah, they like, it's like the Jim Ross schedule. You only show up for the main event matches.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean by like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy Jesse's commentary, but a lot of his commentary distracted from the match for me, And
I think that's the thing, right? When somebody is like following the product or somebody is trying to figure himself out within the context of the product, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like trying to find his footing, trying to contribute, but like you don't know much about the subject, but you still want to be seen, right?
So you start talking stuff that doesn't make sense, or just like he's trying to play up that heel commentator that he's always been. I don't know. But the match in of itself, why did, like Xander said, what steel cage match?
That's the thing, right? Was the biggest criticism about this match was they didn't really utilize the cage.
Yeah, they just had a match in the cage.
I'm not sure what went down, but you heard after the match that I think it was announced that Drew is going to take some time off.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so knowing that now in retrospect, I understand what happened. So I guess he was working really hard. So they had to have a blow-off match, but somehow they need to protect him.
Yeah.
So now I understand. I'm not too hard on the fact that they didn't, utilize the cage too much. But what I feel about this match is technically Priest won the rivalry, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like Priest was elevated?
Div is here, so I don't want to say too much. Look, I feel like Priest has settled. Unfortunately, he settled quicker than Drew, in fact. And we talk about that role all the time. That guy that wins the championship only to sort of just languish in upper and mid card for the rest of his career. Mm-hmm. And I unfortunately feel like Damian has settled there. And here's the thing, it's not surprising also because he's one of the older wrestlers there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's not going to be a future guy. You already gave him the title. Now he will always carry that. He's a former champion so that he can put other people over. And
Yeah.
at this point, yes, he needed the win. A, Drew can go away for a while to recuperate. B, he's been kind of, like you said, sort of put to the wayside for so long that he doesn't feel important anymore. So the next feud is what's going to be important for Damian Priest.
It's very, very appropriate that he is always compared to like Scott Hall, right? Because I think that's what his ceiling is gonna be in WWE. I mean, unless he goes to AEW and become a top star there, but I don't think that's what's in the future for him. But
Bro, being a top star in AEW means about as much as nothing.
yeah, yeah. What I'm trying to say is that he will probably always kind of have the fact that he was a former champion.
Yep.
That's gonna be the thing that carries him throughout. But I think he will just settle into that guy who was the nearly guy or like the
Yep.
upper guy, but he will not be the top guy. And I think that's fine. I think you can't have everyone being the top guy, right?
Bro, he's already one up on Scott Hall on $1 million Man. You know, guys who are like never won the champion. He won the championship.
And yes, while he won a championship wasn't the focal point, I feel like he will always be a great opponent. Like if I'm a top guy, top heel champion, and I need like a baby face guy, he can kind of like be slotted into that spot.
So he's the side quest sub boss guy lah. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, but I do feel that that's more that he can do. Can you imagine him as an IC champ? I think it'll be great.
Yeah,
I think he basically he needs to do what Sheamus is doing now. Sheamus had his run early on, and then after that he just kind of settled into like, can be plugged into the mid card, can do tag teams. Yeah, that's
Actually, that's a very good comparison. It is a very that he's exactly what it is Sheamus level.
The shaman. Dear. Okay, but on the flip side, I think Drew McIntyre, once he returns, that boy needs to win a world title and have a proper long heel run with it, bro.
Sure.
The crowd demands it, bro. Drew's been doing great work, and
I agree.
And even as a heel, people actually feel that he's been slighted. He has been, he has legitimate gripes for being misused, for being bitter.
Yeah. But that's just good storytelling on his part and on the booking side. Now, let's jump into the main event then for the World Heavyweight Championship. Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. I mean, nobody expected Logan Paul to win here,
Yeah.
So, sort of like a bullshit finish kind of made sense. Though, if I was Logan Paul, I'd be like, what the fuck? This was my chance to win.
Yeah, but if I was Logan Paul, I'm happy that I'm put in this spot. You know why? He actually would have appreciated the fact that he was on NBC. He would have appreciated the fact that he was on a live, like premier slot. Because for him, I think it's all about proving to WWE that he is a draw, right?
Yep.
So I think WWE also is trying to really know for sure, like if I want to commit to Logan Paul, can he draw a main event match?
Yes.
So that's what this was all about. It's really more about a testing ground for you as a main eventer.
Sure. And the match itself, what did you think?
Okay, here's the crazy thing, because Jey Uso clearly is the champ, he's the main guy, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like Logan Paul was the ring general. Does it make sense?
I mean, we've said this to death at this point. That Jey Uso is not the most technically sound guy in the ring. He's just gimmick, right?
Jey Uso has his strengths, right? His connection with the crowd undeniable. Not a lot of people have that. He has a great, I would say, presentation. If I'm a kid, right, and I never watched wrestling before, and Jey is probably one of those colorful superstars that will catch my attention. I want to support him. And I think there is a place for that kind of wrestler on the roster, but also there's a place for like a Logan Paul to actually be a top star and top heel. And I think this was really more about padding Jay's title reign with, like you mentioned, right, with people who he can beat easily before going on to the main stars. But also it's a way for Logan Paul to say, hey, I can hang in the main event. Now, give me a run in the future as well.
Right. So, okay, this sets up a match at Survivor Series, correct? Not Survivor Series, Money in the Bank.
Yes, you're talking about the post-match shenanigans,
yes, the
right?
post-match shenanigans. Okay, I mean, they had an interaction backstage talking about Cena and Jay, right? And then Cena... Okay, what did you think of his acting, first of all?
Okay. It's so weird because John Cena is a really good actor when he's under the direction of James Gunn, right?
Yes.
Peacemaker, he damn good.
Yeah.
But like, bro cannot act lah.
Bro, yeah, so I was trying to suss you out because you... Okay, you can tell he's acting, which is
Mm.
what you don't want in an actor, right? The best actors feel like they are that person, right?
Exactly.
He is pacemaker. Peacemaker. Oh my god.
Peacemaker, bro. Peacemaker, bro.
Like when you watch Peacemaker, he's great at that role.
Yep.
Okay, he plays that sort of vulgar frat boy kind of over the top nonsense guy very well.
Yeah,
But here he's I don't know what he's like. It felt weird. It felt like he was acting.
He's acting as a heel.
Maybe he's prototype.
Oh my god.
Wasn't that his like developmental name? Like he's like
Yeah.
I'm the prototype. I'm a robot. Bro, he's going back to his prototype days. Y'all don't know ni.
Bro, I know, bro. He will if he starts cutting promos, rewinding it backwards, then you know that's the prototype. Yes, but now he's just lame. He's just okay.
Well?
He's playing a cartoon villain.
But see, he wants to say that's he automatically has an excuse for all that doesn't hit. He wants to ruin wrestling, ma. That's his whole thing. So any negativity you have towards his in-ring work, his booking, his acting, oh yeah, but he wanted to ruin wrestling, what? So he's doing what he's so this might be the most ingenious booking of all time.
Or he's just being lazy, right? I too lazy to come up with a new song. I
Yeah.
too lazy. No, I feel like if it was nuanced, that's fine. Right now, it's not new. Okay, when Roman Reigns was the top guy, leader of the
Yeah.
bloodline, yeah, he was doing stupid. He was doing stuff which is like, okay, he keeps on matches, he disappears for two,
Yeah.
3 months. But every time when he comes on the mic, he is so riveting. You can feel and you can see there's so much layers to everything he says.
Yeah.
John Cena is like, you are so toxic. I'm really the most toxic. I want to ruin wrestling. You know what I mean? You are mean. Like,
Bro, you got more emotion than him. You must
Oh, yeah.
robot a bit more.
You are mean. You are so toxic.
That was his freaking backstage interaction with Jay. I was like, oh my god, this feels so awkward.
You know what's the most awkward? We didn't talk about it last week.
What?
But post backlash when he attitude adjustment R-Truth at the press conference. I don't know whether you saw that.
Yes, it was quiet.
He was so
The
quiet.
journalists all like, are we supposed to react?
Yeah, exactly, right? Oh
It's
my
fine.
God.
It's fine. Like it's like these are proper journalists. These are not marked journalists like AEW. Hashtag
Yeah.
oh no. So these are like
Okay.
proper journalists who like like New York Times and ESPN, that kind of thing. Not like
Artsy fellas, highbrow critics, right?
no.
Okay, wait.
No, proper media professionals. What highbrow critics? Alamak, you think they're art show?
Okay, we'll talk about art show in a bit. Universal, is this true? Roman Reigns' birthday is today. Can somebody verify? Fact check.
Roman Reigns.
Okay, Div said a very interesting point.
Hey, it is, yeah. Hold on. Roman Reigns' birthday, 25th May. Come on, fingers up. Everybody, fingers up.
Right. Wait, he's turning 40? Is he 40 this year?
What?
I
What?
think
Alamak, now I have to search it out again.
1985, right?
85, yes. He is. Oh my god.
Roman
Dude
Reigns
is 40.
Roman Reigns is old. Damn, guys. Oh, sorry, Mr.
No,
Young.
hey,
40 is not old. 40 not
40
old.
is not old. I'm 45. Come on.
Okay.
So there you go. Anyway,
yes.
it sets up the next match, which, okay, I'm confused. Maybe I missed something. I thought that Gunther had the next match.
No. Gunther... Okay, no. Gunther has the next title shot.
But not
what
at Money in the Bank.
But what happened was Money in the Bank is supposed to be a tag team match, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we are jumping the gun. What happened after the match was John Cena, you're talking about him soullessly going into the ring and pulling out the ref.
Yeah.
Trying to ruin wrestling, trying to ruin the other world champion.
Yeah.
And then before he could do more damage, we had the return of wrestling has only more than one. Sorry, I just fucked it up. Wrestling has more than one royal family, bro.
The return of adrenaline in our soul. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Cody Rhodes is back, and we even talked about it last week. Like, when is a good time for him to come back? Is this too soon? Right?
I was legitimately surprised because I thought like, why would he return at NBC? But again, in retrospect, right? NBC Saturday Night's Main Event, a very very nostalgic retro WWE tradition. it feels so perfect. A Rhodes who want to return at this kind of nostalgic PLE, right?
Correct.
Mm.
So Cody Rhodes comes back to save Jay, and challenge obviously Cena, and then Cena and Logan versus Cody and Jay at Money in the Bank. But I was under the impression that the winner of that match, that main event, would fight Gunther at Money in the Bank. So am I wrong? Did I remember wrongly?
No, I think no, you remember wrongly because actually the match that they're gonna have is gonna happen on Raw at Phoenix.
Oh, so it's only on Alamak, then we know who's going to win already, what?
No, so
It's
I
Jay, what?
somebody needs to confirm whether that Raw on Phoenix is gonna happen before Money in the Bank or after because Money in the Bank
Ah,
is happening in only 2 more weeks.
right. Okay.
So I think that does not have any
Check. Help us
uh
out.
yeah, that's not does not have any so-called consequences there,
Hmm.
but that could open the door for Gunther to interfere and cause some shenanigans in the match, perhaps.
Correct,
Perhaps.
correct. But do we need Gunther involved? Because okay, right now, just looking ahead at this, we're wrapping up Saturday night's main event, right? So that was all of that. That was what
Mm-hmm.
ended the show. Looking ahead, then, like it just seems like an attraction match at
Mm-hmm.
this point. It's like okay, we don't want Cody versus Cena again so fast. Put them in a
Mm-hmm.
tag team match first, lah.
Someone on Discord was saying, what in the jumble up tag team is this? Like what is this potato salad of a match?
No, but this is so typical of like the late 2010s WWE, isn't it? Actually, no, most of wrestling. Like you will randomly get Hogan and like freaking Duke the Dumpster Drosy versus bunch of heels or whatever.
Yeah, but for a Raw or SmackDown, not a PLE. Like how does that sell PLE? Unless, again, there's stakes or there are some developments. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind Cena and Logan teaming up. They need to build some sort of rapport between them because right now they do not have.
Yep.
And of course, Cody Rhodes teaming up with Jay. Yes, they have their former tag team champion, so that's fine.
But it also kind of makes sense, right? John Cena helping Logan Paul. Logan Paul, the YouTuber, he's not a wrestler. He wants to ruin wrestling. So, what better
Then
way to
get
ruin wrestling than to have a YouTuber as the other champion?
it will definitely okay. I have faith that WWE will know how to market
Yeah,
that
they
match.
will. Yeah.
It's not an issue. I think it's more of like what can Cena do that really maximizes his heel run? Is this the right thing to do? I do not know.
Okay, I think it's fine because this is just a fork in the road. This is not a SummerSlam. This, you know what I mean? SummerSlam will be a big finish. Here
Yeah.
is just, okay, we need them to take divergent paths here and there to drag the story out, right? And if you think about it in terms of a marquee match, you have Cody, the former champion, Jay, the current world heavyweight champion, with two celebrities essentially. Why not? You're giving the good guys a rub. Like Jay is already over, but he might not be over to the mainstream audience. Let him
I
have a match
see.
with Logan Paul. Look, you had him do a one-on-one on NBC. Do one on PLE now.
Yeah, I get it. So whatever it is, I think it's good for business. It's just how do they get to the story? I think that's what's interesting. We all know what's gonna happen. We probably will know who's gonna win, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's the stories that it's the friends we make along the way.
Yes. Quick note, Universal, thank you. Universal says Raw in Phoenix is 9th June, 2 days after Money in the Bank. So Gunther's
There you go.
title shot is after Money in the Bank.
There you go. There you go. There
So,
you go.
so it'll still be Gunther versus Jay.
Yeah,
right?
because but
And
what happens on Money in the Bank to Jay is the thing that I'm gonna be interested in
I
seeing.
mean, most likely.
Bro, your audio is gone. Your audio is gone, bro. I can't hear you. Bro, your audio is gone. I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you. Can you guys hear Mr. Young on the audio stream, guys? I can only hear myself. Jen, Jen, Jen. Okay, let me just say on the chat. Oh, it's muted, bro. I think one of you guys is muted. Young, check whether you're muted. Oh, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Jen, Jen, Jen. Oh no, yes, Najwan. Oh no, yep, can hear Foreign. Okay, so guys, this is the one-man show with Foreign. Yes, we are talking about SNME while Mr. Young figures out what the hell is happening. Of course, you gotta have the champions, carry the show and carry the podcast. Okay, so yeah, everyone says that they all can hear me. They can only hear Foreign's voice in the building, but they can't hear Mr. Young. Whatever happens, as long as Mr. Young doesn't have to shut down the podcast and reboot everything, we are fine. If that happens, I'm sorry to waste your time. But you know what? Let's can you guys give some gradings, your final ratings for Saturday night's main event out of 10, your alphabet gradings. Let us know, because I am curious to see how going forward whether SNME can be a good way for WWE to have like a placeholder PLE in between their bigger PLEs. I would say, just for like grading in context, I think Saturday Night main event would be like a B minus. No, not the best show ever. I would even say it's the best Saturday Night's main event ever, even this year. But it pushed a lot of storylines, and I feel like for what they're trying to build with Jey Uso, I think they're doing the right thing, giving Jey Uso all of the opponents, all of the targets on his back, and trying to build him up. But now that Cody Rhodes has returned, and don't forget, Cody Rhodes technically is a member of SmackDown. Now he's being kind of dragging into all the issues on Raw. So what does that say for the shows, right? So that'll be very, very interesting as well. And of course, John Cena technically being part of SmackDown as the WWE champion, getting involved with Jey Uso. So lots of things to discuss over there. Okay, let me just kind of see what you guys are saying. Wow. Div says Young needs to take off the shirt. Typical botch by Chelsea. Sorry, not sorry. Spoken like a true Arsenal fan. And let me see. Irvin says 8 out of 10. Universal, it's a heist movie with some action scenes. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Maybe I didn't miss that part of chat. Alfred, Lysander says 8 out of 10. No blood during steel cage match. I know, right? As we discussed, I think they were trying to buy time. They were trying to, and I believe Drew McIntyre was working hurt or injured, so they had to, do a bit of hocus pocus illusion to kind of take care of him there. Alfred says, I guess Gunther is gonna win versus Jay, and somehow Gunther is gonna be an anti-hero. Najwan, Foreign having a monologue. Yes, sorry guys, this is a monologue, not a stand-up comedy. So sorry, I can't make jokes and crack you guys up, make you guys laugh. But I can answer any questions. So feel free, guys. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk about and discuss, and I'm just buying time until Young is back online, so we all can talk about Fight Club, right? Sarah says no sound from Young. Still, if he wants to know, yes, I still can't hear you, Young. Can you let us know what the hell happened? Is it something wrong with your mic? Is it something? Do you need to plug out and plug back in your mic? Let us know. Div says 7 out of 10 cause it felt rushed. Universal Chelsea guy, you need to close the YouTube and then restart to get the volume back. Wait, does that mean close the YouTube stream and start back? Because that's gonna kill this YouTube stream and gonna start again. So just let us know. Maybe Mr. Young, you need to change to Sammy Guevara placar. Give me. Oh,
can you hear me?
Mr. Young, I hear you now.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
He's back.
Hey, release, yeah. Unplug and plug back in.
So it's just an unplug, plug back in situation for your mic.
Stupid, yeah. Hang on. Okay, I'm hearing double. I'm hearing myself twice.
I can hear you clearly. No echo. Okay, let me just address the rest of the questions. Alfred, sure. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Crowd was a turn off. Alfred, Mr. Young, is your wire disconnected again? No. Okay, he says, okay, on their end, they all can hear us. We are back. He's back. We can hear Mr. Young. He's back. Yay. Okay, good. How about you?
Can you hear me now?
Yourself? I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, we're back in action, everybody. I apologize. I think I might have just burped into the mic and then the mic died or something like that. I don't know. Huh? I don't know. I don't know what it was literally like. I don't know how to explain it, but with electronic devices, right, you can feel like a... Like, I don't even know. For those of you who are like dealing with computer stuff all the time, right? Like you feel something just went weird. I felt it. Like I that's what, like, anyway. I just unplugged.
You got a internet sixth sense, like, essentially.
Yeah, it's electronic sixth sense. I think I use too many gadgets. TK, too toxic for the mic. Too toxic for the mic. Like Xander said. Okay.
Okay, guys. Okay,
apologies. Thank you so much. Yes.
Let's have some decorum here. You scared me, Mr. Young. I thought we were gonna carry the whole rest of the show by myself, bro.
No worries. I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you. We're back in action. It's like, when a tag team, like one guy's getting beat down and the other one gets cutted out because injury. Then I come back at the end of the match. and try to save the match, bro.
Basically, bro, I was like Jeff Hardy, like trying to carry the Hardy Boys, by myself. While Matt was like out
It-
gallivanting with Lita or some shit. I don't know,
It's
bro.
a good thing that you are not Jeff Hardy trying to make the save because you have to dance first before you make the save. Anyway,
Okay, we were talking about grades, Mr. Young. I gave mine. I would say it was a solid B minus. What about you?
yeah, it's like a 6.5, a 7. It's to me, it's a TV show. It's a TV taping. It's just
Yeah,
a glorified Raw, right?
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Marco Purata says tomorrow is NXT Battleground. Really?
Correct. I'm
Oh
in
my
a weird
God.
state with NXT right now because
Yeah,
like
why?
whenever I watch NXT, I enjoy it, but then like it's the least of my priority now. You know?
Because it's the least stakes, lah.
Yes. For me, my priority is try to watch Raw, SmackDown, and everything else. If I have time, then I'll watch NXT. AEW doesn't even figure into the conversation anymore, right?
Okay, because of time constraints, I don't think we can run through NXT Battleground. But if you guys, feel there's any match worth of us discussing, just place in the chat. We'll probably comment pretty quickly. We want to move into the most important thing that we want to talk about today, especially for us local pro wrestling fans here in Singapore. And there's a reason why a lot of you guys are on the stream right now. Thank you guys. We have right now concurrently 29 people on the stream. So
Let's go.
it's a party, bro. It's a party.
Like I said, it is Sunday night's main event.
Let us know. Do you guys enjoy this timing? Will you guys prefer us to do this more often, like a regular thing? We can still have our pre-recorded sessions uploaded on Monday lunchtime. But hey, you guys want us to go live? I think this sounds like a good timing. What do you guys think?
Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, in the meantime though, let's talk about what happened just last night at the projector at Golden Mile Tower. One of the few times I've been to Golden Mile Tower. It's one of those places I don't really go that often,
No, you should, bro. The matcha is good over there.
The matcha?
Yeah, they have a very good matcha place. House coffee.
Oh, does it give a good kick?
It gives a good collagen collagen shot, bro. That's what it does.
Bro, if it gets a good kick, then Rusev will love it.
Oh,
Okay,
lame.
took a while. Matcha kick. Anyway.
Okay.
So
Anyway.
hello.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I gotta address this. So who says foreign? Congrats to Pool. Can't stand Arsenal Delulu fans. So Mr. Host, we got some Arsenal fans in the chat. If I'm not wrong.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. We got the one who keep being so happy about shitting on Chelsea. You don't know, man.
Who's
they-
on
they-
Chelsea?
That
that one I
sir.
did.
Why?
Why
Okay,
like this?
as long as before 9 p.m. I'm good. Okay, Ken. Yeah, we try to keep it early. Okay, Ken, let's talk.
Talk about GrappleMAX's Fight Club 5 happening at the projector last night. Man, like first, right off the bat, right? Like when we were talking about Greg about the venue and what they kind of like, he didn't reveal too much, but also at the same time, like I immediately, my imagination ran wild with the possibilities. And knowing them, I'm like, confirm they will put some like a whole bunch of creativity into it. And I have to say kudos to everybody involved, all the backstage stuff, all the production crew, the Ramus for editing the shit out of everything looked great.
Yeah, I was super impressed. And I had high expectations as well, right? I knew for me personally, like GrappleMAX always delivers, and they have been really going all out with the concepts this year, I think. So that's great.
I feel like, okay, so there's a very fine line when it comes to these sort of, I don't know if you want to call it a gimmick or an idea or a theme for a wrestling event, right? There's a fine line that I feel like GrappleMAX told very well because you just one step too far and it's hokey as already. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, you gotta have that wink, yes, but also let people lose themselves in the unreality of wrestling.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yes. But not take it so far to a point where, this is fake. You know?
Yeah. Okay, first of all, what do you think of the setup? Like they had essentially the projector main theater and they did their ring mat style at the front of the theater, like basically in between the seats and the screen. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's what I thought they would do, and I thought that was a great idea. You know, a lot of movie theaters actually have that area in front, right? Because nobody wants to buy seats there, if you think about it, right? Yeah. And for them to sort of get that venue, and if you think about the venue itself, it lends itself towards the sort of action we were going to see. Because it is a bit grungy, a bit indie, and as we will hear later on in the night, there were a lot of ECW vibes.
Oh, no, not just ECW. We were talking about highbrow art critic vibes, right, bro,
Oh,
just now.
that too. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, and we were having this discussion too, right? Like, something like this really lends itself towards, because at the end of the day, pro wrestling is a performance. And
Yes.
just like any sort of a theater show or art project or whatever, it is a performance and it is an art, right?
Yeah.
And this venue lended itself towards that expression.
It's a great crossover, lah. Like
Mm.
it fit all the different metrics, like it's
Yep.
a win for Projector because if you're not from Singapore, and I'm assuming some of you guys on the chat might not be from Singapore,
Yep.
Projector is like one of like the most popular independent cinema chains here in Singapore. So to have a wrestling event
Mm.
in an independent cinema by an independent local promotion, I think there's
Yep.
just a lot of great crossover over there. And I think secondly, this was my first Fight Club, right? So I think I saw Greg's and Boss Gregory's post about how when they first started, it was like on the rooftop of some bar or something. Am I right? For the first ever Fight Club was a very, grassroots
Yep.
beginning, right? For it to evolve, having multiple Fight Clubs in all the different projectors and to finally get the OG projector. Yeah, it's a dream come true for him and for us wrestling fans as well.
So the question is GV next?
Hey!
Is Cathay next?
No lah, no, the
IMAX.
aesthetic. You gotta stay grunge, bro. No
Okay.
IMAX, bro. Unless they create the sphere in Las Vegas sphere here in Singapore.
Wow, that one next level already, huh? But
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, last week when we were talking about Greg and the idea of having cinematic matches, I brought up the example of Randy and Bray fighting, and then suddenly they make their way into the arena at WrestleMania, and lo and behold, that is exactly, well, not exactly, but the idea was there, right? And I appreciated the heck out of some of the ideas, and they started the night off just like that.
Yeah,
with-
wait. Can we just clarify? Because I think Universal is very stressed. Where is everyone from? Okay.
Alamak, everyone.
Maybe let's put the question back to him. All of us here is from Singapore, including a lot of our listeners. And you are talking about local Singapore wrestling promotion that just held a show yesterday.
Yeah.
Can we ask where are you from, my son?
There
My
you go.
dear good
So
man.
yeah, most of us are from Singapore. Maybe some from Malaysia, some from the regional countries and stuff like that. But yes, tell us where you're from. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine as well.
This is a safe space, and we will try to angle our reviews so that people who might not know about GrappleMAX or who might not have watched the Singapore wrestling promotion, we can give more context about who we're talking about.
Sure.
For sure.
Greg is in the chat as well. Congratulations once again. Incredible show last night. So let's start off with the first match, right? You got the LK pulling up in the car, getting the crap beat out of him right off the bat. I love it. And apparently there was a whole story about the filming of that segment too.
Yes. I think you might be the perfect person to divulge what happened there, right?
See, I don't know if I should tell the story or like let one of the GrappleMAX guys do it next time, because Dave kind of offhandedly told me about this story.
I see. Yeah, I was there. I heard it when you guys were talking about it.
Yeah. Great. Can I tell this story or not? Let me know, okay? Basically, right off the bat, you had SPD, slamming LK's head against his very high-end, expensive smart car on the steering wheel, right?
And I think you were the one that told me, because I came in a bit late and you were saying like, oh, why were they feuding and why were they fighting? Actually, they have been feuding on and off for over half a year, if you think about it.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember, were you there for one of the GrappleMAX matches where SPD and CryptoBro, they were fighting over like Pokemon cards or some shit like that?
Yes.
Yeah, so this has been an on and off thing where they are essentially I would say CryptoBro LK is like the typical finance bro, like this cocky, arrogant money guy. And they are kind of shitting on SPD because he's like, the super homegrown, down to earth, like average Joe guy.
Yeah.
And it's like a battle of classes in a way, right? So yeah.
Okay. Greg says go ahead. I'll tell the story then. So there's that spot where SPD is slamming LK's head into the steering wheel.
A Mercedes, bro, not a smart car.
Mercedes. Okay, there you go. Slamming his head over and over again. And apparently, and then they did that whole spot and then it started going outside to film more stuff, right? Apparently, LK's phone automatically called police. Because, I don't know, maybe his smartwatch or the car itself, right? It can detect like aberrant movement. So, there are features on our smart devices where if you have a fall or if, like you have been in a crash, it can detect if you have been in a crash, if your stuff is flying around. right? So it actually called the police.
So here's the second part of the story that I wish somebody told us, because I didn't think we heard the conclusion of it.
Yeah.
Did the police actually come, and how did they explain the whole situation to the police?
Yeah. So I don't know if I heard the rest of the story, but yeah, if guys can let us know in chat, we would appreciate it. But okay, back to the event itself. We kicked off with SPD versus LK fighting their way into the cinema and everything, and that was a great way to sort of kick things off because. First of all, you got SPD. He's super over as a babyface right now. The crowd loves him, right?
Yeah, we have always maintained that, SPD really has the crowd in the palm of his hand instead of like a babyface connection. You can talk about people like Sami Zayn, you can talk about people like, Daniel Bryan. He's Singapore's version of those guys, right?
Yeah.
And it's so organic. That's the best thing. And he has gotten the memo now that he's, having more chances and more opportunities to shine the spotlight. He's taken care of himself. He looks great.
Yes.
He's great shape. He's ready for a main event, right? I'm just saying.
Oh, actually, the funny thing is, a lot of people, I can echo that same sentiment. Oh, okay. That is why the Rising Championship is on the way. Like, I am actually very happy that GrappleMAX is going to, crown that champion very soon, because there's so many guys that I see. I'm like, okay, maybe they're not main guy yet, but like you can tell the trajectory already. But anyway, let's come back to this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, there isn't that much to talk about because at the end of the day, there is a standard that you expect from LK and SPD at this point. Right?
Yeah. I mean, Crypto Bro, okay, both of them, and I'm probably going to repeat this line a couple of times throughout this review. Both of them have mastered their gimmicks, their characters, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's so easy. If you do not know any context about these wrestlers from GrappleMAX, Crypto Bro, Finance Bro, Arrogant Douche Heel, right? And then you got SPD, down to earth guy, Sami Zayn, like a bit of like people say compare him to Sandman, compare him to Kevin Owens. Like he has that ruggedness, and he's this likable guy who will fight and keep fighting. So
is that why he does all the like popular moves? Like the Hogan leg drop,
somehow it fits him, right? He does a leg drop, he does a freaking Stone Cold Stunner, but it fits.
You know what it is? It's all of us. We all have at some point tried to give a stunner to our friends as wrestling fans, right?
Yeah, maybe that's it. That's why it went so well. Yeah.
So it was a great way to start the match. Start the event.
Okay, so again, I wasn't there for the first match. Who got the victory, and what do you see for them moving forward?
SPD got. I don't know why I didn't put it down, but I believe SPD got the victory. Yes.
I see. Okay, so again, SPD being put over by Crypto Bro, he has gotten past this rivalry. So yeah, I think the natural step is he needs to contend for gold next, right?
Yeah, and I guess also the next step is to get him involved in another feud. I think he should be done with the whole Showtime thing already.
Yeah, I mean he's already moved on. I think he had that blow off match a while ago. I think the one with Julian, Wrestling Festival was the blow off match. Then he moved on to this LK feud, and this LK feud is done. So
yeah, what's next lah? We'll have to wait and see, lor.
Yeah. Very cool.
Okay, next match, and you were here for this already. Julian versus, the Hitman, Julian Creed versus Calvin Lang. All got like proper full names now.
And again, my favorite faction, sorry, Greg. My favorite faction in GrappleMAX, Showtime, for obvious reasons.
Oh, it has nothing to do with the fact that you do their theme music, sure.
I haven't heard that theme music in a year, bro. So like,
Showtime.
Give me some credit there. Okay, but anyway, the last two holdouts from Showtime, that's what I'm trying to say, right? You've had Julian, who's kind of holding down the fort, and you've had Calvin, who started off as an intern. We know his story. He went away, had a kind of his own excursion in Scotland, trained at now my brain just went dumb. Okay, Asylum Insane Championship Wrestling, where Drew McIntyre trained, was training there as well. So he has gotten a lot of experience, and he's come back, a different man, right? He is ready to take the next step, and he believes that the ways of Showtime Inc. does not suit him anymore. He wants to be a better man, as Robin Williams would say. So
okay, I want to ask you, right? So as this sort of returning face now, I obviously wasn't at the last couple of events, but what can you tell me about his embracing the good side, I suppose? Because, okay, to me, I felt like the heel stood out a lot more in this for obvious reasons, right? But I think it also has to do with the fact that Julian, and we've said this for many, many episodes and shows already, Julian is one of those like underrated guys who needs to be at the next level.
Yeah. Bro, he's underrated by this podcast as well. You know why?
Hmm?
He still has not made his podcast debut here. Okay, to the gut, bro. That's why
Soon, bro, soon.
we'll need to get him on the show. So
Mm,
yeah, Julian he gets it, bro. He's like
yep.
the Miz. We talk about him, right?
Mm,
And it makes so much sense why he uses the Miz's WrestleMania 27 team, Hit Me
yep.
Now by Nas, right?
Mm,
Um, he just gets it how to be a heel, how to connect with the audience, how to tell a story. Even this feud that he's having with Kelvin, a lot of this animosity, I think, is really fueled by Julian's passion because
yeah.
I feel this hatred because Julian is the one fueling it and you know
Yes.
being super super like into it. And it forces someone like Kelvin to kind of match his intensity there.
It I think falls into that whole like vibe of like once Cody becomes established as a good guy, then like what's next for him as a good guy, right?
Mm.
Like how do I get behind him? And obviously now, knowing what we know, I think I can see where this is going. Okay, so we got the lights out, blah blah blah, and then the cinema screen pops up and it's showtime. Val is
Mm-mm.
back, right? Prabhu's there as well, and then they make their way in and they proceed to beat the brakes off of Kelvin.
Yep. I mean, like I mentioned, we have not seen Val in almost a year.
Mm,
I think a year to the day. I think probably after Fight Club the last year, he just took a long sabbatical, right?
yes.
And now he's back, and there was a bit of like we were unsure whether he's gonna align with Julian, he's gonna take care of his intern, but then of course it was shown, it was the evolution moment, bro, when Randy Orton got
Yeah.
kicked out of
Well, I
NXT.
mean, kudos to them for not making it obvious because. Like, if you think about it, obviously he's coming back to help Julian. Why will he help Kelvin? Kelvin's a good guy now. He's not a good guy, right, Bell,
Bro,
right?
I
It's quite
think that
obvious.
I think the t-shirts gave it away, bro.
Yes, exactly. The t-shirts gave it away. I like that this happened because, to your point, and this is what I was trying to get at, throughout the match, I felt like the heel led this entire story. This whole thing was fueled by Julian's hate and anger and passion and stuff like that, right? But now, because of what happened, now you have a reason for us to support the babyface that just got
Mm.
beat down. And then you can have the whole like there's a whole group versus one guy. How's he gonna fight against the odds, right? So is he gonna go through them gauntlet style, whatever? At least we see the start of that arc forming.
Yeah, and I think Kelvin is ready. Kelvin is ready to take that next step to stand
Yeah,
on his own.
for sure.
He probably need to work on his promos, to be able to match up. Again, like I feel like if you need to do a promo better with Julian, you better raise your game there. And I think it's a normal problem. Actually, all the boys in pro wrestling in Singapore all have the same problem. Bro. I believe lah.
Yeah.
And we will talk
Well,
about it. We'll talk about it
well,
generally.
it is true that it's kind of easier to be a heel than it is to be a babyface, right? Because as a
Mm.
heel, you just, especially if let's say you have a great physique, you just make fun of all us fatties, right? Like if
Yep.
yeah, like when Kelvin was a heel, he just had to point at himself, can already. It's like auto heel heat, but it's like so much harder to have people support you. Why? That's what we hopefully will see in the next few weeks, next few months. Like, okay, now give us a reason to really root for you. And I think this was the first step.
Kelvin, next time you cut a promo, right? I need you to cry.
What the?
You need to cry on demand. Say
Okay.
like, oh, my brothers break my heart, and that kind of thing.
What is
Yeah,
this John Cena school of acting over here from for? Oh, my brother break my heart.
I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying that show the heartbreak that you felt from getting betrayed by your brother. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
So I was thinking about this, right? And I guess I'll bring it up now because it happens all throughout the entire night. There was a ton of fighting in the crowd. And I was like, okay, was that too much? Because if every match it happens, then it becomes like, fighting up the steps and then onto the aisle, that kind of thing.
Yep. And we talk about it. We talk about how every match on this show was a stipulation match. And I thought this was GrappleMAX interpretation of stipulation matches and hardcore matches. But I do agree. I felt like, again, right, it's the law of like, if one guy does this move or this spot, no one else on the show should be doing that spot, right?
The law of diminishing returns. So I get the argument though that you had to, because you had no ring ropes, right? In the confines of this setting, that was the standard. Does that make sense?
Yes, but that does not also give you the excuse to go out to the ring all the time. But
Right.
this was a last man standing match, right?
Yeah.
can we also give some shout out to our referee or Devon, our Tambi favorite guy? Love him, but I think he took his time with the counting, bro.
Bro, the crowd was like, hey, count lah, hey.
Hey, faster lah.
because I mean, I guess if you're not used to doing a last man standing match, right? You forget that the count starts once the guy goes down. Like, count 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Because you're used to counting the pin, but there's no pin. The second the guy goes down, you have to start counting already. So there were a few like laggy moments. Yes.
And also I know the bat came into play. I mean, Julian, of course, is known for carrying his signature bat, and they were trading shots there. And I thought, like, okay, like they're gonna wear them down, and that's gonna cause the reason why they start the count. Yep. But we were talking between both of us, bro. Like, hey, I think they came from the Triple H school of sledgehammer attacks.
It's one of those wrestling tropes, right? It's like, okay, as people who quote unquote understand the business a little bit more than the casual, we know why they do it. It's because you don't want to hit somebody with a bat full force. If you really hit somebody with a bat like that, you will kill them, right?
Agreed.
So you do the thing where it's like you cover the head and beat. And it's just a wrestling trope. It's one of those things you have to close one eye and go, okay. Whatever.
Look at us exposing wrestling secrets, bro. I think
it's not like I think most people can see like, hey, that's not how you hit somebody with a bat.
Why I brought this up was because I felt the lack of intensity because of the lack of intensity in the bat attacks. Does that make sense?
Bro, guys, we're absolutely not saying you should go and hit each other with bats for real. This is not what we're saying, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
No, you should. Okay, you know what? Then, if you're gonna do it once and try to make it snug. I guess. I don't know. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, you just okay. Kelvin has has his beautiful body exposed, right? You got you.
Bro, what? I don't know what you're trying to.
Wait, stay with me, bro. Stay with me.
Okay, use his body as a piñata. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, so he's crawling on the ground, right? He's showing some agony. Julia, don't give chance. Whack the fella across the back. He can take it, bro. Just give one solid smack there. Bang! The whole audience can hear.
Bro, I don't know. Okay. I don't know what violent pills you've been taking, bro.
What I'm saying
this is a performance.
This is a last man standing match. If you're not crashing into a table, which is we're gonna talk about later on, you gotta do something that like wow, that is put him in a lot of jeopardy. That he can't answer the 10 count. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know where this heel turn is coming from, but okay, I guess I'm here for it.
Najwan says paywall or not.
Okay, I will disagree with that. You do what you can, right? Like, okay. Traditionally, I like spots where you use dangerous items but in a safe way. For example, using the bat to choke somebody. That to me is okay, you can do that safely. You want to do the sledgehammer shot, do it once and don't do it again. You know.
But what's the safest way to hit someone with a bat? You know what I mean?
On the floor, so you're hitting the floor. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or concerto somebody, which was what happened.
Well, apparently the concerto is still not that safe, but yes, somebody did get the concerto. It's still gonna ring.
Yeah. And also shout out to Kelvin. I really like your finishing. Was it your finishing move where it's like a pedigree into like a power bomb? The one that he did.
Double underhook power bomb.
Yeah. Let us know. Do you have a name for that? I'll commit it to memory. But yeah, that was a great move.
I'm still quite shook over foreigners wanting people to beat each other with a bat full force. Oof, what happened, bro?
I'm just saying, if it's a last man standing match, you gotta make me believe.
Okay.
Even if that means beating the living shit.
The three of them did like the triple power bomb.
Yes. I wanted to get to that point. I was saying that triple power bomb was great. I think that really, get an emphasis on that match.
Bro, Tiger Driver.
It's Tiger Driver, Kelvin Driver, but not Tiger Driver 98. 98 land on the neck.
Yeah, this
Tiger
one what
Driver
year?
land on the back. This one 2005. 2025.
No, he's calling it Kelvin Driver 23. There you go. That's when he started wrestling. Is it Kelvin Driver 23?
See Easter eggs there. Okay, Ken.
I'm Grab Driver 25.
Alright. Okay. How will you grade this match? I will save my ratings on our Patreon. That one got paywall. But we will. But generally, I would say that Kelvin gave a good account of himself.
I wish this match. Okay. I don't know if I don't know how to put it because I feel like it was the Julian and Showtime show more than Kelvin. right?
Kelvin should feel like the biggest, star out of coming out of the match for fighting through. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. No, I get that this is the start of his fight against all odds journey. So maybe, yeah lah. Maybe I just felt like the match itself, I didn't see Calvin that much, if that makes sense.
Can I give a hot take here, bro?
Sure.
Aren't we essentially doing the SPD versus Showtime Inc. rivalry all over again?
Maybe.
And what would make it better? Because SPD is had a really great rivalry with Showtime, right?
Yeah.
What can Kelvin do to make it stand out, make it different, right? So
we'll have to wait and see,
Yep. Because Randy Orton turned babyface to feud with Evolution, and up they all gave up. They were like, cannot. But I believe Kelvin can be a good babyface. It's just that he needs to connect with the crowd now,
Yeah. So I think that the story is what is going to connect, lah. So there you go.
We shall see. Okay.
But it's interesting to see that Val is back. So I don't know if he's back full time or is it just for this one, one-off show. We'll have to wait and see, lor.
Yeah. But you know what? He needs to come back because I love hearing Showtime's theme song being played on the freaking speakers of the projector, bro. That's like a bucket list item, bro. Come on.
That and you wanting people to beat each other with a bat. I don't know what kind of heel turn you're going for today.
To my song, bro. Beat people up to my song. Why not? Let's go. Okay.
Okay, come. Let's talk about the next match. Triple threat. Here we go. Sage Matthews. The Scum Dog versus, I almost said his own name, Jin Kai versus Hotshot.
Yeah, bro. 2 words, bro. Backstreet Boys.
It is 2 words. It's 3 syllables, 2 words. I was almost like, hey, wait, that's 2 words. No. Okay, sure. What are your thoughts?
I think Sage Matthews did not expect that. I also did not expect that.
But once he leaned into it, it was fun.
But yeah, that's what I said. But once we saw it, we realized it. We can't unsee it, bro. He does look like Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys.
What did you think of the match itself and how it played out in that there was a fair bit of comedy to start? It was the whole like, okay, the two heels trying to work together, but then they keep miscomming, so they bang in each other, accidentally arming each other.
The comedic elements I could get behind. Like, I think it was really entertaining. I think the crowd was really invested. My big question is, and I asked you on the show, it's like, why is the world champion Hotshot essentially in a mid-card match, on this show?
Yeah.
But I get, before all you GrappleMAX people want to try to explain or / justify the reason, I get that, yes, there was other bigger rivalries in play. There was a lot of blow-off, and essentially this was almost like an exhibition match for Hotshot, right?
Yep.
But I would argue, don't even have him on the card. I would argue, you know why? Because you're the top star. You're Cody Rhodes, right? If Cody Rhodes does not have a rivalry currently or doesn't have like a main guy, would he do a random triple threat match? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, keep the mystique of the top star or the champion.
And you already have a sort of title main event. It was the tag team titles, right? So I think, actually, to your point, not having him there or just having him in an angle, would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just feel like if you want to make it about Jinkai, you want to make it about, the heel in Sage Matthews, get another babyface that, probably benefit from the spot.
But this might be a setup for Scumdog versus Hotshot in the future. Because if you think about it, right, and we sort of thought, unfortunately, it was going to be one of Scumdog or Jinkai to take the pinfall, right?
Yeah.
If it wasn't going to be Hotshot.
Yes, correct. And of course, Sage got the victory. Sage, beautiful. I think he did like a beautiful, was it a swanton bomb?
Yeah, it's like a flip senton. Off the barricade, by the way.
The railing, right? Yeah. So that was a great move. And he essentially pinned Jinkai, and saving, Hotshot from getting pinned there. So
Wait, no. Hotshot was the one who hit the RKO on Jinkai.
Yes, correct. Sorry.
Jinkai basically ate shit for the entire last thing. So he gets hit with the RKO, and then while Hotshot is trying to pin him, Scumdog does the front flip senton.
Correct. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that, Jinkai took the loss, Sage got the victory. Essentially, Hotshot got the loss at the expense, but he wasn't pinned. So he was protected in that way.
Yeah, and you assume that was going to happen. But what I'm saying is now this gives Scumdog the excuse or the gripe. Like, hey, I beat the champion, even though he didn't pin him, but I beat the champion in a 3-way, ma. I deserve a title shot, right? So this might be what they're setting up.
Maybe.
And I hope this is what they're setting up, because it's kind of a wasted opportunity if then Scumdog just disappears off the face of the earth for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he can revisit this, right? If he's back in Singapore, I think
Sure,
he
sure.
would want to have like a one-on-one match with Hotshot. Whether I enjoyed the match for what it was, essentially, okay, this felt like the most no stakes match out of the card. Like,
it was a fun exhibition match, wasn't it?
yeah, it was like a fun three-way dance, like something you put, AEW does it, like you just have three guys, doing like they don't have much story.
Bro, don't insult GrappleMAX like that. Hashtag oh no.
Oh no, okay. But what do you think about Jinkai's new gimmick, new vibe? Does he feel any different from Jordan?
I think I need a few more times. I feel like I didn't see him enough here. I feel like because we all know I'm a big fan of the artist formerly known as Jordan, right? I feel like he has a lot of upside. This match, I feel like he was an afterthought. He was the third guy in a match that was Scumdog versus Wilson.
Yeah, I think he needs to build himself back up into prominence. I know there was a time where he was a cruiserweight champion. It worked well for him. But yeah, I felt like both Hotshot and Jinkai, they are kind of like swimming and wading in the waters, waiting for a next rivalry or story.
Yeah,
for them.
Which for Hotshot, I think that's not a good thing. I think he needs to be in the next hot feud, big feud, whatever it is, right? Yeah. I am very excited for your Jinkais and your Julians and whatnot, because there's the Rising Championship title. I keep bringing that up because I feel like those guys definitely can contend for that.
Yeah, agreed. So we're interested to see where both of them go to next. In terms of the wrestling on this match, I thought it was a slight step up from the first two matches.
Yeah.
But again,
because it was more ring focus, mat focus, if you think about it.
It was the most mat focused match on the card. So yeah.
There you go. So that's your triple threat right there. Let's move on to Big Dave versus Ban Sacha, the chairs match.
Yeah,
and this one, this one I thought could have been the no gimmick match, but because of their story, because of their angles, I get why this was the chairs match, and this was the blow off as well.
Yeah. I love the fact that Broken Bat started off with a chair. Essentially, the chair has been the story of their tag team, right? Do you think so?
Yeah.
Remember when
Ban
was the baby face, and it was Dave was trying to get Ban to turn to the dark side and use the chair on their opponents. Eventually he did. They formed this Dark Alliance, lasted for a year, nearly won the tag team tournament. It ended. They broke off. I think Dave took some time off for surgery and to recover, and during that time, Ban went off solo and started connecting with the crowd. Really started connecting with the crowd, and clearly, my guy Big Dave wasn't happy. He's not happy basically that his tag team partner is getting the clout and moving up in the world, right?
Look, at the end of the day, when they first got together, it was a matter of time, right? It was like, this is Dave's chance to put Ban over, to take him to that next level. Yep. And after this match, do you think that he accomplished what he set out to do? Exactly. What a shot, by the way. And also look at the reaction from the ref. I love it.
No, it was. I think this match did exactly what they were supposed to do, which is to
elevate
Ban to the next level. And I think he did it. And I was kind of proud watching this match because we have seen Ban from this like super shy guy who can't cut a promo to save his life. No offense. But he turned heel, gained a personality.
Yeah.
And now I think with that age that he discovered, having this rivalry with Dave, right? I think it helps him become how Cody Rhodes is. Like Cody Rhodes is a baby face, but there's a lot more depth to his character.
Yes. He's another guy who is, to me, a very big contender for that Rising Championship.
Well,
Or do you think he's above that?
I believe, I don't know whether you missed it, but I think he is a number one contender for the GrappleMAX Openweight Championship because he did win one of the matches, right? To qualify. Remember him and SPD had this match? I
was away for about like a month, so I'll take your word for it, bro.
Yeah, you're gone for this. I think it was at the start of the year. I believe Ban is owed a title opportunity. So I'm not sure when they're gonna cash it in. People from GrappleMAX here in the chat can kind of update us, fill us in on that. But I believe Ban does have a title opportunity, which is interesting because Ban now is a babyface. right?
Mm.
Has I guess cleared this rivalry with Dave. Does he fight a babyface versus babyface match with Hotshot?
Mm.
Interesting, right? There. Dave just said Ban number one contender. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Najwan. Yes, now I remember. It was a triple threat match. Remember Divya
Oh yeah,
versus
yeah, yeah,
Ban
yeah.
versus Christian for the
Okay,
title?
there you go.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. Let them cook, brother. Let them cook.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Dave. Dave against once again is like always the best thing on in a GrappleMAX card, bro.
Yes.
He
You
has
can.
mastered
Yeah.
his gimmick,
Yeah.
bro.
Not just the gimmick, but just everything he does looks good. There's that level of professionalism when it comes to doing this, right? Like everything he
Yeah.
does looks great. His reactions, his face. There was one point where, like, he was begging off, say, "I love you." I was like, "Ooh, you toxic ex, you," that kind of thing. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we appreciate you, Dave.
And I love that tribute to Sabu with the way he
Oh yeah,
smashed that freaking chair against the head.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Boom! That's what I meant. Like if you want to slam a bat, slam a chair, that's how you gotta do it, bro.
See, that's why chairs have been the wrestling weapon of choice for so long, because obviously it still hurts, but larger surface area, pain dissipates, as opposed to a bat, which is narrow, right? That's physics. So maybe they, instead of going for like a baseball bat, think of something wider lah.
Yeah, like a table.
A cricket bat.
Oh well, okay.
A frying pan. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, frying pan. Don't talk about frying pan with Stone Cold, bro.
Oh, bang. But yeah, so ultimately, I think Dave did what they set out to do. Dave and Ban. Ban definitely was elevated here. To me, this is my favorite match of the night.
Interesting. Big Dave. Big Dave is in the house, bro.
Hey!
I love you guys too. Ditto, bro. Ditto,
Bro, must keep kayfabe, must go us.
Oh, okay.
I do not want us in interviews.
I don't need Dave to cyberbully us right now. He really,
Okay,
he really
right.
bully us in real life. So,
Sure.
All right. Let's move on. I do not like it rough, Nachwan. Not my wrestling, at least.
Bro, the guy who asking people to hit each other with a bat full force. Okay.
For the story, bro. For the story. Let's move on.
Anyway, Ban wins with a suplex on like a bed of chairs, which was just an incredible. Like when they set something up like this, shit's gonna go down. Let me pull up the picture right here. This was an incredible spot.
It was essentially the human centipede of chairs that was being formed, and
references today, man.
all I can say is it was a great ending. Well deserving of the match, bro.
Human. Did you watch all 3 human centipedes, by the way?
Bro, I just watched the first 10 minutes of the first human centipede. I'm done.
Bro,
why are you watching? Why?
Hey, those of you who watch my Twitch stream know that I am a horror head. Like, I love my horror movies, gore movies. I actually sat through all 3. The third one's kind of shit. The second one, they tried to make it artsy by making it black and white.
Yeah, nah. But I did.
Yeah.
Speaking of horror, I did enjoy Final Destination Bloodlines. That was good.
I haven't watched it. Okay, I know this is a complete. Yes, there were 3.
Yes, there was 3.
The third one, right? A brief synopsis. So they took the human centipede concept and then they tried to apply it to an entire jail facility. So the centipede is like multiple inmates in a row in a prison. Yeah, imagine that shit. Okay, yeah, they took it that far.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
Just read, I know you just brought up
Final Destination.
Final Destination. That was one of the movies I really wanted. So on Friday, I was free in the afternoon, right? So I was like, I want to go and watch a movie. So the choices were Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, Bloodlines, Final Destination, and Sinners. All I haven't had time to watch.
Wow.
Or rewatch Thunderbolts. That was also the option. I chose I chose Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning.
Okay.
Have you watched it?
I did. Funnily enough, on the same day, bro. On Friday as well.
Bro, we should have told each other. Anyway, you watch your girlfriend or what?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I don't want to be light bulb. Bro, did it feel draggy AF to you?
They built the whole movie on just 2 stunts, and I think they just fill in synopsis and plot in between. That's all.
Yeah, there was a lot of exposition of them talking. I get that you had to kind of summarize like however many decades worth of MI movies, but oh my, it felt super draggy.
There's a way to reference old stuff, without doing a recap. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was recap for this because they know this is the last one already. So like, let's do fan service. But it felt draggy and boring to me. So I hate that I felt that way because I really love Tom Cruise and his movies.
But again, I think it was built. The movie was built on the two stunts, the two main stunts, and
Yeah.
those two were great though, like amazing actually.
The hanging off the airplane one and the underwater one, is it?
Yeah.
Without giving away too much, if you're gonna watch, make sure you're not sleepy. That's all I have to say. I swear, bro, some of the dialogue moments, I was like, oh shit. And I hate it when that happens because my wife does that at movies all the time.
Oh,
They have to hey, wake up, you're missing important dialogue.
The two movies that you chose not to watch, I think you should have watched either of those because those two were really, really...
Final Destination and Sinners.
Edge of your seat stuff, bro.
I have heard so many good things about Sinners and, hey, Haley Steinfeld. Hey. Kate Bishop. So I guess next week I'll go and watch. But anyway, there you go. So sorry for the random diversion.
Yes. Well, do we need to refocus back to the main event?
Yes, of course. Because, I mean, it fits. Because we're talking about absolute cinema, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course.
From the box office, now we go back to the indie box office of the projector. I want to say protractor. I don't know why.
Okay.
Aussie. We'll get through this. It's Sunday night. I'm very tired. Aussie versus Ships Ahoy.
And here, can we just right off the bat make a declaration or confession? A retraction, bro.
Retraction.
Whatever issues I may or may not, I didn't even know I had with Sarah Coulthard. I hope it's water under the bridge. He's long been forgiven because I am a fan of you guys, bro. I love everything Ships Ahoy is doing. They have won me over, brother. They have won me over.
It's the whole we all knew Christian was going to make a
sorry, what?
That too. But we all knew that Christian was going to make a good heel at some point, right? Like he was already over as a face, and then we always knew that, okay, if he just turns the sass up by 100, then that's going to be awesome, right? And then he sort of infected Sarah with that sass, and then she's letting out her inner sass as well. And it's gotten to a point where it's winning people over.
Exactly.
Water under the ship.
I love it.
You say water under the bridge, water under the ship, man, because Ships Ahoy. Anyway, yes, I love it.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Young. That's great. Whoever came up with their dialogue at the pre-match promo, can you sign me up for your creative writing classes? Because I love that entire skit that they had.
See, that's what John Cena wished he could do. Because if you think about it, the delivery was like that vibe, right?
Exactly.
Sort of but for whatever reason, when John Cena did it, it felt so damn fake. When these two did it, we were laughing our asses off.
Are you saying Christian and Sarah are better actors and actresses than John Cena?
At certain roles, sure.
Seriously, Sarah, just give me tea on a regular day. Everyone knows. It was all of that. Okay. Good job, guys. Respect. And you talk about infected, right?
Yeah.
And I support my fellow hijabi sisters. You guys are doing great work. All of you guys wrestling there. But something about her presentation, right, Sarah, right now, right, with her dark eyeshadow makeup and the very creepy laughter. You talk about yourself being a horror fan, right, Mr. Young? If you watch Indonesian horror movies, right, every time the tudung girl, like the heroine or what, suddenly kena possessed by the shaitan, right? The eye makeup will be like Sarah right now.
Hey, you don't forget Sarah, and she brought this up. She's a cosplayer, so you want her to do looks, she can.
Exactly. So when I was watching that, I was like, I tell you what, Sarah needs to be in an Indonesian horror movie, and some santek or some black magic shit. And she do those very, very scary, the shaitan go possess the girl that was spraying. Same vibes, bro. That's the vibes I'm getting.
Okay, now you make me want to watch an Indonesian horror movie.
Yeah, bro, you should. Netflix got a lot, bro.
I know.
Give you some recommendations. Okay, anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is their presentation is amazing. And also not forgetting Aussie. I love this whole story that they're trying to say that, they are being driven to madness and essentially Sean gone crazy lah. The fact that the Ships Ahoy keep getting away with the titles, right?
Not crazy, frustration. Frustration building up, right?
Yeah.
You said this to me, so I'm going to quote you. Ships Ahoy were giving Team Rocket vibes.
Yes.
Like Team Rocket from Pokemon, for those of you who know.
Yeah, I love it. And also, I wasn't happy with their previous match at Amplify. It was a schmoz, right? Essentially, they got as a DQ'd. It was supposed to be a match, and I think everyone was kind of what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And I think it was leading to what was happening this match. So I guess they made it up for it.
Okay, I have one gripe about this match though. Can you guess what it is?
I don't know. What was it?
Where was the pirate chest? It's the pirates plunder match, right?
Where was the
Plunder.
where
The
was
pirate. The plank.
the ship sponsorship, bro? Where was
Okay,
the
no,
Royal Albatross?
that one, yeah, that one's a pipe dream, lah. Okay, that one, if you have,
Okay.
have. If you don't have, whatever, we get it, right?
Okay.
But I was half expecting a treasure chest, and then that's where they can get their weapons, right? Pirate plunder. End up,
Yeah.
like, okay,
It was a
I get
chain.
it
That was
from,
chains, right?
yeah, it's, you know what, it's like a Bloodlines rules match. I think my expectation, remember we had expectations for the Bloodline rules match, Rakishi sitting there,
Mortal
like Shao Kahn
Kombat.
style, on a
Yeah, yeah.
throne, and then none of that happened. It was just a hardcore match, essentially, right?
I don't know whether should I address this comment by Sarah.
I'm a pirate, I have a chest. Okay, there you go, I read it.
Let's just leave it at that and not overthink what she's saying. Okay, anyway.
Okay, sure. I mean, there was a cutlass, the pirate weapon is a cutlass, right? There was a cutlass versus bat spot, so I guess, there was some plunder.
Bro, you were saying that you had one gripe, right? You have two gripes. Because
What
I
was the-
remember when they brought out the cutlass and the freaking bat, you roll your eyes
Oh,
like
okay, yes. Okay, so because you can't do that without making it look fake. Unfortunately, it's like your bat gripe just now, right? When you hit somebody with a bat, but you want to protect them, it looks fake. Like, I'm not a fan of sort of like using weapons to try to like ching chang 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 chang. Lucky like you are in an action movie, if it looks a bit hokey in real life.
The way you said it, I thought I was in a Getai show, but anyway.
Anyway, yes.
Okay. Div is trying to defend this match. Okay, yes, there were some pirate elements. I agree. There was a telescope, there was a bottle,
Sure.
there was a sword. Those
Okay,
were great.
fine. Maybe I just wanted to see a big chest. They open the chest and then take out the plunder. That's what plunder means. Pirate plunder.
Okay, fine. The presentation, you wanted them to bring in a huge ass chest and you kind of put it in the middle of the ring.
Yes,
showcase the
that's
match.
what I want. Put it on
I get
in the middle of the thing.
Yeah. I don't hate the fact that they used the pirate plunder gimmick and didn't really have anything visually to represent. It wasn't a big enough gripe for me. But what kind of okay, we were having this conversation, right? It was a very interesting conversation. We're talking about how do we cheer for Aussie when Sean is like essentially like physically attacking a woman. Right?
Yeah, so okay, this is still a thing. And I brought it up to several of the GrappleMAX guys, right? It's like, there is, I know, equality, women can do what the men can do, absolutely. But there's still a very deep-rooted conditioning thing in all of us that when we see a man beat a woman, oh, that's instant heel heat. I don't care, like for whatever reason, unless the woman is so dastardly, right? And has done some, but I feel like Sarah hasn't done something so dastardly to them that it justifies him beating her up. You know what I mean? So the visual of a man beating up a woman will always, to me, get heat for the man. And add to that ships ahoy are in this territory, in the dark waters, deep waters, of heels becoming cool and therefore getting cheered, which is what we saw. And there were points where Aussie were getting booed when giving offense to Ships Ahoy, and more specifically Sarah.
Yeah, and also it's a very interesting thing, right? You can't. It felt almost in the context of the match, there was a double turn happening, right? Almost organically.
Yeah.
And it's not just like the whole situation of like Sean beating up on Sarah. I think they were just so entertaining.
Yeah.
And somehow the frustration of Aussie trying to one up on Ships Ahoy has led to some sort of desperation that make them unlikable, just for me personally.
Yeah.
And make me want to root for Ships Ahoy to get away with their murders.
Yeah. No, you know what? It's like Eddie Guerrero. He's the scoundrel. He cheats. He does these underhanded tactics, but he's so likable that he became a face.
Yeah. That being said, not taking away the fact that Sarah is absolutely powerhouse, right? She's strong, and I was kind of telling you, she's like gives me Amy Sakura vibes in the sense like, she uses her size well to her advantage.
Yes.
She has a great personality, and like take nothing away from her. It's just that it's very hard for me to remove the fact that Sean is beating her up, and
And
I
not
would
just that,
boo her
Sean put her through a table. That table spot was tremendous.
Yeah, kudos to her for taking that. It was amazing.
And one more thing, and I talked to Greg about this as well. It was leading up to the table spot. It wasn't 10,000 tables getting broken left, right, and center. Which we always say, less is more, less is more. You build up to it so that when it happens, the crowd goes ape.
Yeah, you just needed one table spot, and it's good enough. And can we just quickly talk about the cinematic moment? I mean,
okay, yeah, because it happened before the table spot, right? So the second the Ships Ahoy escaped, I was like, okay, I think I know where this is going already. I think we all deep down inside kind of knew. And then when it happened, I will say, as someone who is very critical when it comes to video production and that fine line, going back to what we talked about, there's a very fine line between this is fake and hokey versus, okay, we are in the moment, we are enjoying this, and I can accept this. I dare say, and I want to give a big shout out to Remus because I know he spent many countless nights working on not just the fight, but all the other promos and the editing and stuff like that, right? It is stuff like this that makes me appreciate what y'all do. Because the level of detail when it comes to the sound effects and the editing, and it's all one cam, just multiple takes,
Yeah, and I think that's what sets GrappleMAX, on a level that is their own, right? There's such a craft.
Yes.
To their, actually it's in everything they do, if you think about it, right? Their wrestling, there's a craft to it, their production, their storytelling, and in their cinema segment, there's a craft to it, right?
And I will say, like, it's not easy. Sometimes, because I do a lot of content creation as well, and it's very tiring, video editing and stuff like that. Just know that we appreciate it, and all those sleepless nights did not go unnoticed.
We see you, bro.
We see you, bro. All of it, and of course, the people running the show, like having to play just something as simple as playing the video at the right time lends a lot to the presentation. If you wait a little bit too long, the whole thing looks cocked already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was seamless. They fought into the crowd, they fought to the exit, straight away transition to the segment, and then transition back. So I think that was pretty really well done. And
bro can work for WWE already.
we will, there's levels to these things,
Yeah, sure. I know. I was just being, supportive bro.
Support local, good. I like it.
Mr. Beat people with a bat for real over there.
You know what? Shout out to Lady Killer, bro. When I had my wrestling match with him, right? He was telling me, bro, just follow me, bro. Just go with it. And I said, how do I sell? And I said, don't worry, you will know when to sell. You know how I sold? He beat the shit out of me. That's how I sold, bro. When I had my head down, right? He grabbed me by the neck. He fucking clubbed my back so hard that I fell down. I wasn't selling to fall down. He smacked me so hard I fell down. That's what happened.
Bro, he hit me so hard that I flipped forward instead of back in a spear.
Exactly. So
I blame LK. Remus hasn't slept in years. Wow, bro, let him go and sleep for this week before the next show. Please, he deserves the sleep alamak, that whole setup. Anyway, just to come back to the cinematic part, I enjoyed it. Yes, there were comedic elements. I think it added to it because by that point in the story, we were already invested in these two teams going at it.
Yeah, agreed.
The henchman, the pirate henchman, was hilarious. I swear one of them is Ban. Okay, they deny it, but I think one of them was Ban. I swear.
I'm pretty sure. I think I can name everyone there, but I'm not gonna break.
Is it? Okay. I was trying to I'm that guy. Every movie I'm trying to see what are the flaws.
Okay, but let's talk about the result, right? So now you have first ever 2-time tag team champions in Aussie.
Yeah.
This wraps up this whole rivalry, right? Aussie and Ships Ahoy. Are you happy with the outcome of the match?
I like the outcome. I'm just curious as to the direction of, where do these teams go now? Now you have Ships Ahoy, a heel team that's gaining popularity, that's gaining cheers, babyface reactions. You have Aussie, they're still over there as faces, right? People still cheer them, but was it a question of, because they went up against a team that people are starting to gravitate towards, that's why they got the boost. But generally, against other teams that are more heelish, they will retain their babyface heat.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure where this is going, but I did think that their post-match promo that they did got the crowd back to cheer for them.
Yes, yes.
So I don't know whether it's just a thing of like,
One-off.
immovable object versus irresistible force. Just that, yeah, they created history. They are two-time tag team champions. I did wish Shits Ahoy retained. I just felt like
it was a bit like short, right? The title reign.
yeah, but maybe they will hot potato it for all I know, or maybe there's a third team. But yeah, we shall see.
Or maybe they will demand a rematch. You never know.
Maybe. I mean, Sarah got put through a table. I'm pretty sure she wants revenge, bro.
Okay, tables match next. Come, let's go. And I'm begging YC to learn how to use the boomerang. How cool would it be that he actually and it comes back to him at some point? I know he did it in the movie, but hey, we all know that was a little bit of movie magic. How cool would it be if he did it for real? Anyway, just say.
Can you imagine he did the boomerang in the audience and then he just struck the audience into heavy catchback?
Okay, maybe not. That was a terrible idea. We got Foreign suggesting people beat each other with bats for real. You got Mr. Young suggesting you hit people with boomerangs. Oh shit, this podcast,
It's wild, bro. It's wild. Okay, you know what? Let's do a wrap up. I think overall, and I told this to Greg, if the Fight Club 4 last year got the best,
the year match show, of the event of the year,
event of the year. This just by facts alone, this clears that, right?
Yeah.
So my question is, I can't wait to see what GrappleMAX does to top this.
Like kudos to them. All the different like concepts that they have. I think it's very important, especially in a creative endeavor like this, not to just do the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, you can replicate this for sure. It's a winning formula.
Yeah.
But my question is, I think the stories need to change. The stories need to, freshen up. The setting can be the same. Like you can do every single year in ECW arena, but what is the show? What's the stories about?
Correct.
So yeah, I think overall, I'm happy that both of us were there for the show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Great job, guys. Great job.
Yeah, kudos and.
There you go. Check out our Patreon for the full breakdown when it comes out. Yes.
Star ratings. All I can say is you won't be surprised by who got the highest star ratings on the night. Actually, you won't be. Actually, you might be surprised. This is depending lah. Fuck it lah. Just go see Patreon for who. And for those of you who are asking, you don't have to be a monthly member subscribing every month. You can just buy the article. So
yeah. I love in that moment you devolved for a good 30 seconds. You were spiraling, crashing out, and then you're fuck it lah.
Bro, I was. You know what? Am I unhinged? Technically, we got 9 more minutes to cover the rest of whatever.
Oh shit! Yes, because you got to go and prepare to watch Liverpool lift the trophy. Okay, come.
Liverpool, come. Let's finish
you'll never walk alone. All right, so that's our GrappleMAX review right there. Local wrestling is heating up because there's going to be an SPW event this upcoming Friday as well. We'll take a quick look at the card. You can check it. Apparently, it's sold out already. So I don't know if they opened up more tickets or anything, but apparently it's sold out. It's headlined by a certain Zack Sabre Jr. Looks like he's going up against Aiden Rex, two very technical wrestlers. So expect this to be like really, really good, solid wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, this is the biggest star to come to Singapore since Kenny Omega, right? So, for those of you who got tickets, I believe there's standing room tickets left. So, enjoy the show. I can't wait to hear, the reviews from the people who were there. And of course, I think there's more. I mean, there's other big matches happening as well, right, Miss Young?
Yeah, very quickly, we talk about Black Arrow versus Mason. I shared with you Mason's bro is like unhinged in so many ways. Like you should go and check out Mason's latest promo on their Instagram page. Like what the? It was so ridiculous to the level of entertainment.
I know. Mason is on our radar, guys. Like,
bro, he has
SPW wrestlers.
Yeah, and the dick riding continues. So yeah, but I'm actually looking forward to. Wow, I mean, if I were there, I would be absolutely like salivating over this match. Black Arrow, we know, has always been a guy who can go, right? Mason, we've talked about that up and coming guy.
Yeah, and again, they are creating a lot of like wrestlers, new stars in SPW. I think they are in a transition period somehow, or like in a building phase, right? So I have a lot of high hopes for Mason for sure.
Yes,
really
there you go. We got the Juicy Boys versus Jack and Cheese. This is for the SPW Southeast Asia Tag Team Championships. They've wrestled before.
Yes. They won the title off of them.
Yeah,
I believe. Was it? Yeah.
The Juicy Boys. Yeah. So maybe this is where Jack and Cheese take it back.
I mean, I think if you're an SPW fan, this is a rivalry that you should be invested in.
Yeah,
Jack and Cheese, how many times I say, bro, they are really the most over tag team there.
they are.
Freaking BGJ, CBK, they have a connection to the audience that I would compare how SPD has connection to GrappleMAX fans as well. So,
Agree.
and Juicy Boys, terrible rappers. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But great wrestlers, so it's gonna be a great
Bro,
match.
foreign on a Sunday night, huh? Unhinged, who'd have thought? Okay, come. Let's talk about the six-man tag. CK Vin, Bryson Blade, and Kentona, the Tawabings versus... I don't know what you would call them, but they're just very good heels. It's not likable. Versus Dr. Gore, Ricky Malik, Harry Potter, and who the hell is Terrence, bro?
Some new guy? I'm not too sure. Okay, Hasif clarified. Juicy Boys won from the Horus.
There you go.
Sorry, my bad. But
Okay.
yeah, again, but doesn't take away the fact that Jack and Cheese is one of the top
Yeah.
baby faces in the tag team.
But yeah, somebody tell us who Terrence is. Thank you very much. Because maybe you need to add a surname.
Yeah. Okay, next match, brother. What do we
Destroyer
have?
Dama versus Saint Ari. Okay, yeah, Saint Ari is gonna die.
That's our preview of the match. Okay, next.
He gonna die. Iman and Karina. Okay, who is this Karina? And why does she look like a KTV hostess from 1990s?
It's the haircut, bro. It's the pixie haircut for sure. Yeah. Against the returning
Ray and
Celine.
Selena.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Karrion Cross and Scarlett lah, Singapore version.
sure.
When Karrion Cross hasn't discovered his character yet, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Should be interesting, and like we've talked about before, like Selena, we always thought there was upside. The problem is she had no opponents. So now
yes.
with this Karina, maybe there's something to be.
They need to be
done
the
there.
women's division, right? They want to build it up. All right. Okay.
Okay.
What? Oh, there's another co-main event match. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, hang on. So the Statement and Shivam
Yes.
versus Iman and Hoho Loon.
Statement and Shivam has
Ooh.
essentially formed like a two-man power trip of sorts, bro.
Yes. It's gonna be a hard hitting match, yeah.
And again, you have Hoholun, a veteran there as well. And yeah, I believe Iman has been making a lot of waves in Australia as well, doing a lot of great work there, winning titles there. So in terms of like the local representation or the regional representation, this is pretty stacked match as well.
There you go. This one, talk about a meaty match. You got for the Southeast Asia Championship, Carlo Cannon versus the Butcher Man.
Shout out to Carlo Cannon. If you have been following his stories, he gone through some trouble, customs trouble. For his previous show, he was supposed to go to my PW, but he got stopped by custom because of like an expired passport situation. And apparently, he had a rough time at it. You know how these things are. Like if you go to another country with an expired passport, right? So yeah, I hope he's doing well, physically, mentally right now. And I think this is probably his first match since that incident. So he's probably fired up to give a great show. So he's gonna be a formidable opponent for Daniel, right? Yeah, the Butcher.
Yeah. Okay, well, real name, first name basis. This one, here we go. The SPW Queen of Asia Championship match. If Alexis loses, she will retire from pro wrestling. So we got stakes, Alexis Lee versus Yuki Kamifuku.
We love Yuki. She's
Yes.
the Stacy Kibler of this division, essentially. Yeah, this region. Very interesting that Alexis is putting her career on the line. Very, very like is this a finality? Is she really gonna retire after this? That's a very real question because Yuki is on the roll.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the thing is like, like, will Alexis really retire? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And every time we got Yuki here, it's always a good thing. And of course, the main event, right?
Yep. Aiden. There's nothing less to say because we know Aiden can wrestle. We know Zack Sabre is like a world-class wrestler. It's really a proving ground match for Aiden, right?
Yeah. All I can say is I know like guys, especially for SPW events, there's always like the beer flowing, everyone's having a good time. Please do not be too inebriated to a point where you can't appreciate the technical prowess of these two highly skilled individuals. Thank you.
Yeah. I am so bummed out. I'm gonna miss this man. I won't be able to make it this Friday, but
yep,
I can't wait to hear the reviews for this because I really believe Aiden can really showcase himself in this match. And you know what happens, right? If you got, the spotlight on you, Zack Sabre is wrestling you, I hope he gets noticed by people on the outside world.
Yes.
So I really hope this is a breakthrough match for Aiden as well.
There you go. So that's SPW Mayhem 8. Let us know if you're headed down to SPW's big event this upcoming Friday as well. I know a couple of our people we know who are going to be there who will help us out with the review.
For sure. No worries. If you're wanting the star ratings, we have people on the ground covering the show, so it'll be great. And also, do not forget, and Alfred has kindly reminded us, Ring of Rebirth is also doing a show this weekend, right?
Woo.
This Sunday, and it's a tribute show, I believe, to Geylang Forever, Aurora Experience 6. Can you explain to me, because I'm not in the know, right? I believe one of the wrestlers passed away recently. Is that what
Mr.
happened?
Geylang?
Mr. Geylang passed? Not too familiar with the context there, but if he did, my sincere condolences. I haven't been following. I remember him. I remember he was a hilarious character actually. Yeah. So if you guys are going to a Ring of Rebirth show, send our regards. I hope you guys have a great show, and if you're part of our Patreon community as well, Kid to the Gut community, you can share your star ratings for that event as well.
Alrighty. Look, we've covered a lot. And there's actually one more thing that's happening tomorrow morning. I don't know how quickly you want to fly through this because I'm probably going to give this a miss because nothing on their stuff. Actually, okay, not nothing. One thing has got me interested. Yep.
Only one match I want to see, and I just want to see who's the winner of the Owen Hart tournament.
Oh, right. Okay. Speaking of course, about hashtag oh no, AEW, Double or Nothing. Again, it's shocking to me that once you disconnect, it's very easy to just not bother anymore. That's how little their draws are. Does that make sense?
They have regressed.
Even when I was away, and I tried to actually disconnect from wrestling, right? When I was away, I would still see what happened on Instagram and be like, oh shit, that's interesting for WWE programming. Right now, nothing on AEW is like, hey, come back. No. Except for maybe the Hurt Syndicate, but we'll get to that. Okay, very quickly. Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay, Harley Cameron. It's on the pre-show. You have 4 women who arguably, if they were marketed and pushed right, could be stars, and there they are slumming it in the pre-show. Good job, Tony Khan.
Bro, I don't even want to talk about the card, bro. I just want to talk about one match and we are out.
Okay, fine. I will very quickly go through the card, right? Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné for the Owen Hart, the finals. Against, again, don't care. Hurt Syndicate, that's MVP. That's Bobby and Shelton, the tag champs, right? Versus the Sons of Texas.
I love Sammy Guevara being with Dustin Rhodes. It's a great mentorship for him, but not interested.
They are not I know they will establish on ROH, but if you this is being presented to me right now as a complete casual of AEW's programming, I'm not interested at all. I would not watch it I know who's going to win.
Yeah, what's the point?
What's the Timeless Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa?
Mina is in the Mariah May spot, essentially. Mariah May leaves AEW, you bring in Mina to cover that. So that's what it is.
I saw on their social, Mina Shirakawa is All Elite. I was like, hasn't she been there forever?
No, she's just been there to do that feud, but she's technically signed to Stardom.
So now she actually signed to AEW lah.
Yeah, officially, yes.
We all know why people watch her. FTR versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness.
That's my reaction. Oh dear God. Okay. We are speeding through this preview of Double or Nothing.
Bro,
guys.
Okay. Just give it a shout. Let me know if there is a match that actually will make you want to watch. Oh my God, it's a stretcher match. Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet. Have they been feuding?
I know Ricochet is doing better things in AEW. I mean, he's more well known, I guess. I mean, people finally give a shit about him, but it's in AEW, so
yeah,
it's in a vacuum. So yeah.
Oh, so this is one of the big thing, Anarchy in the Arena, right? Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, it's a mixed match. Yeah,
this time, okay. And the Ops, which is Samoa Joe, Powerhouse, and Shibata, versus the Death Riders and the Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's why we are speeding through this.
Why are the Young Bucks involved with the Death Riders? Isn't the whole point of the Death Riders? Oh, I want to take control. I don't like the backstage plus. And then the Young Bucks are the EVPs.
They explained in one of the I saw one of the promos why.
Did you buy the explanation? What was the explanation?
No, doesn't make. They say like, oh, we also agree with you. We also want to change the universe. We want to change the world. So we are aligned. Okay.
But you are the EVPs. You are the boss. Anyway. Okada versus Speed for the Continental Breakfast Championship. Okay, cool. The Paragon versus the Don Callis family.
Bro, I'd rather go to Paragon in Singapore, in Orchard Road, bro. They watch this match. I'm sorry, bro. Undisputed Era, bro, but I'm sorry.
The main event. I don't know if this is the main event.
It is.
Wait, who? What?
Is. They made the Owen Hart Classic the main event.
Hangman versus Will Ospreay.
Yes. The winner will have a title shot at All In, Texas. Yes.
Okay, you know what? I might be convinced to watch that match.
Yeah.
That's it.
The two of them have the most compelling, filled out characters in AEW for sure.
But I think Will Ospreay lost a lot of credibility and vibe for me when he did that interview and he said that, oh yeah, bruv, I watch, much respect to WWE guys, bruv, but he basically said he's the best wrestler or AEW has the best wrestlers.
He's a company shield. He got to play the loyalty.
Yeah, he's doing the FTR, he's doing the edge thing, and to me that's like minus points because you sound like a jackass.
You didn't need to compare.
Yeah, for a group that's always like, tribalism, they are the ones doing the tribalism more than anybody else.
It is what it is, bro. But
is he more over? We talk shit about Jay having a shit moveset, but Jay's selling more merch than you, and you have 10 million more moves that don't make a difference. Whereas when Jay does one super kick, people actually cheer. So
bro, you can have the best match in the world, but only 2,000-3,000 people are watching it. So
nobody.
Did really happen, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Are you doing pro wrestling? The idea, you know what's the goal of pro wrestling? It's not to do great moves, have a great match. It's to draw people.
Exactly. All right, that's our.
Hashtag, oh no! All right, there you go. That's our review.
That's our preview. All right, so
preview. Yeah,
it's a stacked night. It was a great review of GrappleMAX, and wrestling's fun. Local wrestling's there. You got WWE, AEW for those who are watching. So we are back. We are back in business, Mr. Young.
Absolutely. And talking about business, hey, he's keeping us in business. Talking about Hasif, our sponsor for the podcast. Go and have tea with Hasif, Hasif_captures. Do us a favor. If you haven't already, drop him a follow on Instagram. He's our finance bro, fitness bro, F&B bro. He's the bro with the know in the know. The bro in the know. And so if you ever want to chat with him about any of those things, be it financial planning, be it fitness routine, that kind of stuff, drop him a DM and ask him about it lah.
Yeah, he's the hostess with the mostest. I'm actually meeting him for lunch tomorrow, so we'll be talking business.
Let's go.
Business.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, man. Money. Okay, guys, thank you so much. It was a great 2 hours. I really hope you guys enjoyed this Sunday night stream. If you guys enjoy, we'll probably make it a regular thing going forward.
Yes.
It was fun.
Farhan, go and enjoy Liverpool lifting the trophy. Arsenal fans, I'm sorry, there's always next year. Manchester fans, I hope you guys get relegated next season.
And Chelsea, you do you lah.
Yeah, we just in the middle of the table, just chilling out.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Young. It was fun. Great weekend spending both days with you, Mr. Young.
Absolutely, I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Everyone from GrappleMAX, go and rest already. You guys had a crazy ass night last night, and we'll see you at so there's the SPW event, and then there's the Pink Fest stuff that the GrappleMAX guys are doing as well. So it's gonna be packed.
That will be fun. I'll see you guys if I see you guys over there next week, yeah?
Absolutely. As always, though, it is Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building. Take care.